than scheduled, but so what? It's starting to clear up a little bit here in downtown Detroit, and Jose Urena is ready to make his Tigers debut. He against Matt Shoemaker to start game one of this three-game series between the Tigers and the Twins at Comerica Park, and only here on Valley Sports. Both teams coming in 2 up and 1 down. Minnesota won the series against Milwaukee. Detroit won the series against Cleveland. Today we will start right around 56 degrees. Chance of rain a little bit later on. Let's get this moving. Let's get it in. And let's get a Tigers victory, huh? Speaking of victories, Kirk Gibson experienced many.
What is this?
What is what?
You
like
got
the hat?
Does it just happen to be propped up that way?
It's propped up that way. I thought he was going to point to this. This is the little weight that I
he
use.
Baited me.
This is the Kirk Gibson weight that I use for all the papers in case they start flying around.
You're amazing.
Now we'll get to the baseball game that is. This is the second straight series of 3 in a row against division opponents. How important are they this early in the season when you're playing your division?
Yeah, it's big. If you go back and look at the records, if by May 9th, or I should say May 1st, since like year 2000, the team that's led May 1st has gone in to win the division. So the Tigers have 22 of like 29 games in this month, many of them against the division opponents and many against postseason teams that were in the postseason last year. Okay. So the Tigers got off to 2-1 this year. So far, they want to win this for sure because your division you play with 19 times a year.
Yeah.
And it's very important to win these games. And history says if you do well in April, you'll be doing well in October as well.
That's why it's April in the D. Couple of right-handers here today. Urena against Shoemaker. We liked what we saw from Urena in spring training. We like what he's done on the back of his baseball card leading up, even though last year a little bit of an outlier. Your thoughts on him making his Tigers debut?
He's got good stuff. You know, the Tigers went out and got him. He's got great velocity. He's top 10 in average velocity probably in the league. He's got a good fastball, but he doesn't strike out a lot of guys. He does it more with movement. Tigers got to play good defense behind him. So he is able to throw innings deep into the season, and because of many of the young kids, Mize and Mannings and Skubal, you know, they're going to be holding those guys down in innings. So he fills many roles, and they hope that he can get on a roll and fit in nicely with this Detroit Tigers rebuild. And it's just a whole different attitude.
You're a local hero. Matt Shoemaker, to a certain extent, downriver is as well. He's from Wyandotte, went to Trenton High School. You were green and white for MSU. He was green and white
Eagle
for Eastern Michigan. And he's had a solid professional career.
Well, he hasn't been very nice to the Tigers in his career.
You're right.
And if he's not nice, he's not going to be welcome back. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, he's going to go out. He's going to compete. He's got a really good splitter, fastball. One of the things the Twins are going to try and do in this series, Shep, is they're going to try and get the Tigers to chase. That's one of the weaknesses, and they're going to come out and try and get Tigers to chase things, get bad counts, and get weak contact. But the Tigers, that's what we're fighting against this year. Mr. Shoemaker, we welcome you home, but hopefully you sting a little bit after this game tonight.
7th career start against the Tigers, and to Gibby's point, A.J. Hinch goes over. It's almost like a basketball scouting report. It's as if Dwayne Casey has his scouting report for the Pistons when they get ready to take on the stinking Bulls. This is what A.J. Hinch does with his guys. He gives them 3 things that they need to focus on, and one of those things is discipline because Minnesota is going to try and get them to chase. The other is who's quicker at making adjustments. What do you think he meant by that?
Well, that kind of goes right off of the discipline, but when you come up to an at-bat, let's just take this part of it. When you come to an at-bat and the guy's doing something to you, or you're on the bench and you're watching, you got to be willing to make adjustments in the box. You're a pitcher, same way. You know, you're watching how they react to your pitches, your game plan. I want to get strike one, but they're jumping all over it. Now I've got to go to my off-speed stuff, and I got to make a better quality pitch. Okay. Defensively, on the bases. As these series go on, and we just got done with Cleveland, we're going to see them right after this series. Okay, so it's not like you have to have a long memory, but AJ wants guys to pick up tips from what people are doing to them and make them adjust to your adjustment, and in that way you're going to have better numbers. You're going to win more ball games.
This will be the first ever career start for Jose Urena against Minnesota, and it will be just his 2nd career start at Comerica Park. So Urania ready to go and ready for his warm-ups. And this is what he did with Miami. Again, I said a little bit of an outlier considering what he's done in his career, but they really liked his stuff in spring, Gibby. They thought he had live movement, and
he does.
They thought he kind of, the mindset helped set the tone for the ball game.
Well, the changeup is a pitch that's been really, really good. In his fastball, the opponents have been hitting that way too well. So, again, AJ is coming in with his staff, and they're talking about elevating fastballs, moving around on all the quadrants, winning the race to 2 strikes. And Jose Urania is being asked to do that tonight. And they're thinking that these numbers that he's got so far are going to turn in the other direction and fill a need that the Tigers have. Let's take a look at the Tigers defense. Robbie Grossman out there in left field. Akil Baddoo. That's not Lou yet, but that's Baddoo. Mazzario in right field. Candy and Jonathan Scope on the corners. Scope playing first base again. Nico's at second with Will Castro again at shortstop. And Mr. Ramos behind the plate. And we got Jose Urania ready to go, ready to get after these Minnesota Twins.
Akil Baddoo started in left field on Easter Sunday. He starts in center field today because, as A.J. Hinch said, you homer in a game, you deserve to be back in the lineup. And speaking of the lineup, let's take a look at the Twins lineup. And their batting order is presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Luis Arraez at the top of the lineup. He's reached base in 9 of 15 plate appearances in that opening series against Milwaukee. Jorge Polanco is hitting over 400 in his last 14 against Detroit. And the new face, Andrelton Simmons, 4-time Gold Glover with the Angels for years, now roaming short for Minnesota.
Yeah, very good defensive team.
Although he has made an error, and so has Polanco. They've shifted Jorge Polanco from short to second with the acquisition of Andrelton Simmons. The first pitch on this Monday, and we're underway on the outside corner against Luis Arraez. Foul back quickly, 0-2 on the Minnesota leadoff hitter.
Arraez, very good. He's done so well in spring training. They moved him up to lead off. He's got over a 300 lifetime batting average. Sprays it all around. Can run. In fact, his foot speed down 90 feet, way up there in the league. Probably top 5, top 10. So he can motor.
And he strokes one to right center. Mazara cuts it off. Arraez, to no one's surprise, leads off with a single. It's just a really solid hitter, man. It's tough to get a guy like that out.
Yeah, there's not really a good way to pitch him because he hits the fastball, he hits the changeup, he hits the curveball, hits the slider. And there he's got 2 strikes. You see maybe we left one out over the plate a little bit and into right center field for a single.
The second baseman, Jorge Polanco, bats second. Big numbers against Detroit in his career. And this one skips by Wilson Ramos. He's got to hop on it quickly because of Arraez's speed. And so the wild pitch puts a man in scoring position early on.
Well, you can see he just totally yanked it. Looks like a splitter. Just threw it right into the ground. And Ramos unable to get over in front of it. It's about a 55-footer. That's pretty tough to get in front of. Don't know where it's going to bounce.
The 1-0 to Polanco. Squares to bunt and takes it low.
A.J. Hinch talks about pressure quite a bit. You can see the Twins already with the leadoff single. Ball gets by, and now Polanco acting like he's going to bunt, but really he's just making Urania try and throw a strike. Down to the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
The 2-0 swung on and missed. Rocco Baldelli at the helm for Minnesota.
He's done a good job. He was a Very smart ball player and has done well since he's been a manager. Takes the information and puts it to use.
Back-to-back division championships for the Twins. And depending on who you talk to, the favorite again this year. Here's the 2-1, low and inside. To Polanco, who's making his 500th career Major League game here today. Playing in it. Longest active Minnesota Twin.
Urania looks like he's yanking quite a few of his pitches to his glove side. Time to try and fix it. It's not easy to do while you're in game.
3-1, cued foul.
Sure, this young man's excited today, Shep.
Should be.
It's a different feel when you get on the mound or you get on the field for the first time as you go north. You're playing for real. Your goals are much different. You're not getting your work in here. You're trying to get some innings.
On the ground, past a diving second baseman, Nico Goodrum, into right field. Nazara comes up throwing. It gets by Ramos. That allows Arraez to score and allows Polanco to trot down to second. That will not please A.J. Hinch and George Lombard, the outfield coach, or anybody else in the Tigers dugout.
Yeah, that was a little sloppy.
Yep.
You see just ball tails out over the outer part of the plate. Unable to get to it. And the throw is a little errant from Nomar Mazara, and Arraez was right on it when he noticed the ball was going to be up the line, and he scores easily.
You can get in some trouble quickly against this Minnesota lineup.
Well, they're not going to let up. See right here, this ball just looks like it takes off on him a little. He overthrew, and Urania's in the wrong spot right there. Want your pitcher behind the plate. Looked like a little confusion, but you got to try and get out of this inning with much damage, more than already has been done.
Big cut by Nelson Cruz, and swings through it. Cruz sixth in the American League MVP voting a year ago.
Just keeps hitting.
It's unbelievable, isn't he?
He can hit everybody.
Yeah. At age 40. Hasn't skipped a beat. Here's the 1-1. Pulled the string on him, making it 1-2.
For Nelson Cruz's career, he's hitting .375 against fastballs. That's the four-seamer. The two-seams over 400. So you'll see the Tigers, it looks like they're mixing in some off-speed pitches early in this first at-bat.
This is his first start of the season because of no DH in Milwaukee in the previous 3 games for Minnesota. He did pinch hit a couple of times. A rope to third. Candelario's got it. Almost doubled up Polanco.
Woo. That's why you wanted him to put it in play, Shep. That was a bullet, wasn't it?
Some hot sauce right there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Listen to this hit the glove. 105 miles per hour off the bat.
Yeah, that hard hit rate is up there with Nelson Cruz and a guy like Miguel Sano, who's in this Minnesota lineup batting 7th today. Here's Max Kepler, the cleanup man.
That was a really good base running by Polanco down there at second. Many guys don't execute like that. You're thinking about retrieving back to, you're thinking about scoring, and then it goes that fast to immediately go back to first or to second as he did. That's very keen. That's good execution.
Shift is on against Kepler. Checked it. It's 2-0.
Here's that bullet from Nelson Cruz. We got a real good ISO from second base here. Look at he's going to go home. Bullet, immediately right back to second base. They have a chance to score another. Twins always play good fundamental baseball all the years that I've ever been involved and beyond. There you go.
2-1 to Kepler, who last year became the third European-born player to ever hit 100 homers. Bobby Thompson and Didi Gregorius are the other two.
Didi Gregorius is a good player.
Yeah, Netherlands. And Bobby Thompson from the UK.
Had him over in Arizona from the Braves. Had a great career. Very good player.
2-1, swung on and missed. Count is now even.
That's a good fastball right there. You can see Kepler pulling off that ball. It was a good tailing action in a good spot. Ball's right in the corner, down and away. Looks like he's trying to pull it. Now Kepler will probably go more left center with 2 strikes.
Here comes the 2-2. Good stop by Ramos. Second one he's dug out of the dirt in this at-bat.
Yeah, he better be on his toes. It looks like Urania is really going to try and drive the ball into the ground, and when he throws that change or the split, you're going to see some down there.
Urania was the Tigers' first off-season signing. And when he signed, he said, look, new city, new team, new league for him because of the years in Miami. The payoff. And he walked him.
There's the usage by Urania, the changeup, slider, and the fastball. Pretty much the same, except he uses that off-speed pitch against the lefties more than the righties. More sliders against the righties, less against the lefties.
Here's Brent Rooker playing left field for the Twins today.
Now get your double play ball.
Outside. Couple of hits, a walk, and a bullet at third base so far against Urania.
You don't want to fall asleep here. You got to hold the runners.
2-0. Not winning the race to 2 strikes.
He had 21 pitches so far by Urania. 11 of them strikes. And they say about 70% of the pitches should be strikes, major league average. It's a ground ball.
Instead, it's a swinging strike. Rooker was called up for Minnesota once Josh Donaldson was injured.
That hurts the Twins.
Yeah.
Number 2 hitter.
Actually made his major league debut against Detroit last year in September. Donaldson's been hurt quite a bit. There's strike 2.
Yeah, Josh Donaldson plays the game hard and he's getting up there as a veteran. And you just run and things happen. It's frustrating, but it goes with the challenge.
Great third baseman and had so much length to this lineup with his power and ability to go the other way. Here's the 2-2. It's high. Another full count for Jose Urania.
Yeah, didn't like that pitch right there. I don't think he meant to go that high. But you get a 2-2 count. You've been 24 pitches in already. Just get that. You know you need to get that double play. Just take 2 shots at getting it down and try and get that ground ball.
Swing and a miss. That's a big out for Jose Urania, number 2 here in the inning.
Turns out to be a good setup. You see Rooker just really pulling off it. Ball's going straight down out of the fingers. Good stop by Ramos.
Now you got to get Jake Cave. So righty on lefty matchup here against the number 6 hitter and the center fielder in the Minnesota lineup today. Another one in the dirt. Good block by Ramos. He'll throw to first, and they've got Kepler.
Nice. Good hustle.
Good on-field awareness. Not by Kepler, but by Ramos and Jonathan Scope as well. Could have been a lot worse. It was a challenging inning for Jose Urena. He gets bailed out late. It's 1-0 Minnesota as the Tigers come to bat here in the first on Valley Sports. 1-0 Twins in front. We get ready for the bottom of the first. Man, that was a dicey first inning for Jose Urena, but now he hopes his offense can help him out a little bit. Here's the Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. We continue to talk about Robbie Grossman and what he's been able to do. 8 walks in the first 3 games. The first Tiger to do that in the first 3 games. Meanwhile, Jeimer Candelario and Willie Castro stay at the 2 and 3 spot. Miguel Cabrera back in the lineup, and his 157 RBIs are second most in history against the Twins. Only Carl Yastrzemski has more. And then, of course, the great story of Akil Baddoo at the bottom of the lineup for Detroit here today again. Facing Matt Shoemaker.
Robbie done a pretty good job up top. They saw that he has the ability to lay off pitches and get on, and that's why he's batting leadoff.
Fouls this one back to make it 1-1. Shoemaker making his 7th career start against the Tigers. He's 4-1, has never allowed a home run against Detroit, and he has the lowest ERA, .68 against Detroit, than any opponent he's faced more than twice. Swing and a miss to make it 1-2.
What's he got? Well, he certainly throws the fastball, the curveball a lot to righties, slider to lefties, and the splitter is really his best performing pitch since 2018. Lots of strikeouts, opponents hitting 154 against it. Throws that pitch about 68% of the time for a strike, and that's hard to do. And Grossman goes down to lead off for the Tigers. He got ahead in the count, and this is you see the good arm action in there's the split. Your hitter, that looks like it's going to be a fastball, and you can see the action and quite a variance in speeds. That's how he breaks it down, lefties and righties.
Here's Jeimer Candelario, who's faced Shoemaker 3 times in his career and struck out all 3 times.
Keeping that fastball high on the Tigers makes that splitter more effective.
0-1, driven to right center. Drifting over is Jake Cave. Out number 2. Let's look at the Minnesota defense. It's brought to you by Marygrove Awnings. Rooker, Cave, and Kepler in the outfield. Simmons is at short. His 182 defensive runs saved since 2012 lead the majors. And Ryan Jeffers is behind the plate catching Matt Shoemaker.
That's big. You're a pitcher, and you know you got defenders. Gives you an option how to get out of trouble.
Willie Castro fouls the first offering back. Castro 0 for 3 yesterday with a run scored and a walk. Went 2 for 15 with a triple in the series. Late on that pitch, 0-2. That one at 93.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Certainly looking for the off-speed pitches you have to protect. And he throws that pitch up and away, and you can't catch up.
On the ground to second for Polanco. And that's 9 pitches for Trenton High School grad Matt Shoemaker in inning number 1. And Minnesota 1-0 lead in Detroit on bat.
The Twins are going to put pressure on you. We're going to see Wilson Ramos. Lots of importance today. You're seeing Urania throw, spiked a fastball, spiked a changeup, and he's going to be getting on top of those and keeping them in front of him. He does a real good job here with Polanco and Kepler on. He picks it up and back picks, and the Tigers are out of an inning, which could have been very tough if you got 2 men on.
And the sweeping tag by Jonathan Schoop. At the plate at the time was Jake Cave, so he leads off the second for Minnesota, followed by Miguel Sano and then Ryan Jeffers.
It's another example of how you win ball games. You make those plays consistently. Yep. Ramos struggling a little bit earlier. He's had some very tough balls to block, but stays with it. Gets Kepler to get out of the inning. Now you got Jake Cave leading off the inning with nobody on. Like that scenario better.
The shift is on for Jake Cave, but it's 0-2 to him. Another good stop by Ramos.
I was reading the Twins had, out of their first 20 hits this year, 2 were pulled. The other were all the opening days, all the opposite way. So that tells you that they've got an approach and they came out of the gates to try and keep with that approach into the regular season. It's worked for him so far. 2-1. Now Urania is struggling with his control again here in the second. And that's something he's going to have to work on. 30 pitches already, just through 1 inning. No outs here into the second.
Sharply hit for Jonathan Schoop. An easy play for Schoop to start the second. He's been really good, and I know it's just a very small sample size, but understand that Jonathan Schoop had never played first base in a major league game, regular season game, until the other day, and he's made some fine plays.
Yeah, I would say the good part is he's played on the left side of the diamond. Mm-hmm. He's got great hands. He can throw from any angle. I think one of the Tigers are looking for a first baseman. Miggy can't not play every day over there. And Schoop has been amiable to try it, and he looks very, very good. I mean, very good. He's way off first base. That's good because the Tigers' information is saying they're not going to hit it down that line because you've got Mazzara way over off the line in right field as well. They're expecting a pull from Sano. I just saw him hit the home run the other day in Milwaukee, right to right field, so we don't want to see that.
Wave and a miss. Yeah, that home run against the Brewers was Miguel Sano's 132nd of his Minnesota career. That's 13th all time in Twins history.
That park's a launch pad.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you hit it hard, he's got a chance to go out, even line drive.
Here's the 1-1. Going away. Well, you hesitate to say it's all or nothing for Miguel Sano, but he swings and misses a lot. But he's got such massive power. Three and one to him.
Finding himself in a tough count again. You just can't throw a fastball down the middle here to Sano. Got to find a way to make a good pitch. Certainly did not hang anything.
3-1, took a little something off it to make it full.
Slider. Now you might say, why Why doesn't he do that more often? So, no, you see 90 strikeouts last. That's 44% of the time. But he hit some bombs.
Yeah. 13 homers a year ago. And he draws a one-out walk.
Seems like he's getting the slider over better than the fastball.
Tigers host the Twins tomorrow and Wednesday at 1:10. Spend the afternoon at the ballpark. Tickets start at just $10. Visit tigers.com/tickets today. Here's Ryan Jeffers. A respectable 273 a year ago. Due much in part to some solid success at Detroit's expense as well. Ureña's fighting it, Gibby. You've been a manager and you've seen your pitcher deal with this. How do you get him through it?
I think they're thinking about that right now. Do you want to send your pitching coach out? Do you want to yell something from the dugout? Is there a motion that you guys have worked out together? Do you yell out to Candy, say, go talk to him, or do you go out and visit yourself? But A.J. Hinch is just learning his players first time through. I think you're going to see some rope right here and just try and figure it out as the year goes on.
Well, you had mentioned, and astutely so, that he has better control of the slider than the fastball, and that sure seems to be the case. It's 2-1 to Jeffers. The one strike that was called was against on a pitch of the slider. So seems to be controlling that a little bit more with ease. It's the 2-1. Grounded sharply foul.
And that was a slider. Jeffers came out of his shoes on that one. That was a hanger. Got away with it, but the speed variation, you're seeing the fastball 94, almost 96. The slider's down in the upper 80s. He's just out in front a little bit. Tried to crank it. That's what they call a rollover piece.
16th pitch of this inning coming up. And another one drilled foul.
I have a couple words in the vocabulary like that. If they don't throw it across, what do I say? Nibbler.
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 Is what he's saying, folks. Yeah, if the pitcher isn't throwing it
it's just off the corner.
over the plate, yeah, he's nibbling on the edges. And another pitch in the dirt, scooped out of there by Ramos. It's 3-2.
You can see the young kid out there. There's AJ. He's having some conversation for sure. Wish I had a mic. I could just sneak right in there. They're discussing.
You and me both. Jeffers, a former second-round pick of the Twins, waits on a 3-2. Way out in front. Strikeout number 2 for Ureña.
Got away with the hanger. But, again, that speed variation is working for him. Jeffers trying to pull the ball. That pitch isn't going to let you do it.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Andrelton Simmons. A lot of people surprised that, first of all, Simmons was let loose by the Angels, first and foremost, and then wondered where he might go. Angels now with Jose Iglesias manning shortstop for them, and Simmons signing the 1-year, $10.5 million contract with the Twins in late January. Here's the 1-0, high and tight.
Just kind of laying out here. Let's see what we can hear. Got the hand clap. Try it, Shep. See if we can get him out of it.
How's that?
Yeah.
Didn't work. Sorry. 3-0.
Well, he can get out of it yet. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, kid. Yeah, see, look at Urania. He's taking a little break right there. I see him putting his hands in the dirt back there. Maybe he's got a bad feel for the ball. It's windy. It's a little chilly. Trying to get some grip.
Lost him on 4 straight.
Maybe going to have a.
Yeah, here comes a chat. Yeah.
It's 2 walks this inning. Looked like it's a pretty good pitch. Not getting the call. And if you're not consistently throwing the ball around the plate, you're not going to get those extra calls.
Juan Nieves is out talking with Urania. Juan Nieves, the active pitching coach, because Chris Fetter's still under COVID protocol. Remember this, Juan Nieves was Urania's pitching coach in Miami in 2017 and 18. And during that stretch, he went 23-19 with an ERA of under 4.
Yeah, now you walk out there and you have your meeting. The players are talking to Adam Amari, home plate umpire, who generally has a wide zone. You might slip a little comment in there as you're walking away. That was kind of close. That was kind of close.
That was kind of close.
So open her up there, Blue.
You need glasses.
That's going too far.
Yeah, probably.
That gets you in trouble.
They had
to
have a conversation about the next hitter here in Luis Arraez and how they're going to attack him. That's a good start, but remember, he was 0-2 to lead off the game, and he singled, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and then scored.
If you're in the defense for the Tigers now, you got to think, if this ball comes to me, what am I going to do? Are you going to go home and try and get the lead runner, or are you going to make sure you hold the trail runner?
Good stop by Ramos. Boy, he's been a solid wall behind there today for Urania.
He's warmed up.
Yeah.
But these are how you really hold games, and you let the opponents earn what they've earned or what you've given them. There's one of the ways, Ramos, getting over in front of that, covering up the 5-hole. Don't make the wrong play. Everybody's got somewhere to go, all those type of things. I know it sounds corny, but you got to do it.
Outside 2-1 for Arraez. An interesting conversation with A.J. Hinch when we asked him today about when you're scouting the opposition, how far back you go. He said, look, 3 years for me. 2018 is relative. 19 is relative. 20 mattered, even though it was a small sample size. Here's the 2-1. Again, outside. And for Arraez, it's significant because in 2019, the last full season in the majors, he had the second highest batting average by a 22-year-old since Stan Musial in 1943. That tells you something.
A lot of people in between.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Okay, be ready, boys. Nice sinker. Low, right down the middle. We got.
He might have pulled
muscle.
Something. Yeah.
Intercostal. Yeah, pectoral right there. Yeah, I think when it's chilly like this early in the year, it's a totally different feel as far as feeling loose. And if you start and stop, your twitch, sometimes you're going to see it right here. Could just be cramping up. Could leave him, or he did something. Maybe he had too big of a lift day today.
He was on the bench, flat bench press.
They do work out. It's incredible, the systems and the programs that they have. Everybody's different. If you're an everyday player, it's going to be less. Urania's taken a couple opportunities here while they're looking at Rise to throw a couple pitches. Just wheel back and throw one off the screens for the fun of it. What do you think? And here's his last swing, a rise. He just kind of didn't look like he felt anything there. And then it looks like it's going to come on here. Things like they might take a precautionary thing here. Nope, he's going to stay in.
And that's what we miss right there. The crowd feeling like there might have been some theater there. I don't think you take that long if you're faking it, but this will be an interesting pitch from Urena. I mean, because of the uncomfortability that he must be feeling, you wonder if Urena challenges him right down the middle.
I'd say down, just low, right down to the strike zone.
Instead, it's his third walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded for Jorge Polanco.
And you can see the Twins, though, very selective.
Yeah.
They're not helping him. I don't know if they swung on a bad pitch. But, hey, everything considered, you got 3 guys you'll walk. Now erase them. 1 good pitch.
Two outs, bases loaded for Jorge Polanco, who singled his last time up. And takes ball 1 inside. 54 pitches for Jose Urena, 30 of them out of the strike zone.
Yeah, you know why does this happen? I'm sure if you took him in the bullpen, he could throw strike after strike. There is a pressure.
Outside 2-0.
It's a new mound. The weather could have something to do with it. I'm not making excuses. But your AJ Hinch, we do got to have some action here really soon, I'm sure. Certainly you don't want to burn your bullpen up in the first game.
The 30th pitch of the inning is in there for a strike.
There we go.
And Michael Fulmer is starting to warm up. Here's the 2-1. Off the glove of Urena. And Goodrum's got no play.
You better let it go. Nico had it easy at second. So look at here. He's going to stick his glove out. I think Nico would have had it. Couldn't change directions. Going to have an infield hit.
And of course, as a pitcher, that's just a reactionary play.
Yeah.
You want to make the play. Now you have to deal with Nelson Cruz.
Whew.
And he had a frozen rope right at Jeimer Candelario last time up.
Well, Cruz is pretty good. I don't remember way back when Barry Bonds was having his good year, a couple of guys walked him, but that's not going to happen here early in the season. Your first start.
The 1-0 launched to right. Mazara looking up. That ball is foul. Cruz is saying it's a home run, but the first base umpire, Kerwin Danley, says it's foul.
They're gonna check it. Look at how disciplined Cruz. He just tries to go. It's foul. That hit the pole?
No, it didn't hit the pole.
Let's look at it again and stop it right there if we can. He just waited on that pitch and just tried to hit it out of the park to right field. We're going to have a freeze frame here. Let's just see if it goes in front or behind. No, unless it hit it. It looks like it went straight sideways. Did that nick it?
Yeah, I don't think it lands where it does if it's a fair ball.
Yeah, but it may have hit the yellow fair foul pole. It's actually a fair pole. We'll dig here a little bit. We'll find a different angle. Goes behind the pole, but it's just in the one view it appeared to be. There's 4 sets of eyes there, and 2 saw it one way and 2 saw it the other. I'm saying that
it's a foul ball. The call is confirmed.
Ooh, come on, let's go. Wiggle out of here.
The 1-1 from Ureña. This one pounded to left. Grossman watches it sail into the Tigers bullpen. Cruz felt like he got cheated out on a one to right. This time he deposits it to left. A grand slam for Nelson Cruz. And the Twins have opened it up.
He's a difference maker. That's where he sits there in that lineup. Shows you what kind of hitter he is. He went to right field, then to left. He sees it well. He stays back. And quick bat speed. His bat to ball skills. That's a hanging slider, and he didn't miss it. So if you're A.J. Hinch right now, you're hoping he gets this out of it right now. And I mean, you might want to consider leaving him out there because he's at 61 pitches right now.
2-0 to Max Kepler. Cruz continues to pound Tigers pitching. Now 14 homers in his last 25 games in this ballpark. Home runs obviously hurt, but 4 walks will come back to bite you too. 3-1. Kepler walked back in the first. They play him to pull. Now 3-2.
You can see the body language is, you get frustrated in situations like this. It's hard, but good news is it's top of the second. You got some innings to catch up and win the game. You got to believe it.
The payoff swung on and missed, but the Twins post 5. 2 hits, couple of walks. The 10th career. Nelson Cruz with his 10th career grand slam, putting the hurt on the Tigers there in the second. It's 6-0 Minnesota. Detroit will try and chip away now. Miguel Cabrera, Nomar Mazara, and Jonathan Scope to face Matt Shoemaker, who needed just 9 pitches to get through the first.
Looks like Miggy's trying to stop Shoemaker down, slow him down a little bit, because he did mow him down in 9 pitches, like you said, Shep. So Miggy realizing that. Give the infielders, outfielders, and the catcher a little bit of rest.
New third baseman from Minnesota, so that injury to Luis Arraez allows Willens Astudillo to move into third base. Normally a catcher, but 19th time he's played the hot corner. Cabrera sends one to deep center. Jake Cave is there. And a long out to start the Tigers' second.
Well, we were talking about Urania having trouble when he's throwing the hanging slider. Well, he gave it to one of the better hitters in the game. Watch how why he's so successful. He's going to step out here. We're going to stop it right here. He's back, got the weight back. The bat's in his ready position. And watch when them hands come, how he's going to fire this way. And that is, he just crushes it. Boom. And remember the time they had bat before, or they pitched before, they hit one to right field. This guy's very good, and you just don't want to hang him to guys, hitters that are that good. But 6-0, bottom of the second, Tigers got to get rolling.
Gibby, very quiet. You know, his body's very quiet in the batter's box. There's not a lot of movement from Nelson Cruz.
Well, if you check the boxes, weight back, you know, the way it's supposed to be, hands are right where they need to be. So when he went to move to that pitch, and he had a pretty good idea. I mean, he recognized that slider.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about making adjustments. He's been sitting in that dugout. He went up to watch. He's watching it on the video. He went out there. He knows what he recognized that pitch, and it was a bit of a hanger. He stayed back, and he just powered through it.
Mazara powered through a 2-run blast yesterday. Gets a hold of this one to deep center. Cave on the run, and he's got it just shy of the wall. Mazara starting to sting it a little bit, but that one just shy of the 420 mark. And a second long out for the Tigers here in the second for Jonathan Schoop.
You know, one of the keys to hitters, and again, you look at the Cruz at bat, and he's obviously a great hitter, is when you recognize, what do you do? Do you stay disciplined and stay through the ball and up to the ball, or do you undisciplined? Do you jump out? Do you roll it? And we've seen enough of Cruz and what he can do already in this series. We're going to have to deal with him and pick a better guy to go to battle with.
Very good offensive lineup for the Twins. And again, this is without Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, Donaldson normally would be second.
1-1 foul. Minnesota won the division for a second consecutive season under Rocco Baldelli last year and had more home wins than any other team in the majors. They went 24-7 at home.
Protect your turf.
The 1-2 outside.
You might wonder, I mean, do you know the reason why teams tend to play better at home?
I do wonder that.
Let's come up with our top three. Our top three
reasons?
Reasons.
Okay.
We can get some help from our viewers as well. I know they know how to communicate with you, Shep. You got the pipeline.
Oh, you bet they do.
You got the pipeline. Maybe we ought to leave it to us. That's okay.
Another 2-2 pitch to Jonathan Schoop. Reaches out off the end of the bat, and Jake Cave will retire all three Tigers hitters here in the second. They go 1-2-3 for the second consecutive inning. What a night for Shohei Ohtani and the Angels last night. He did something nobody else has done in the StatCast era. We'll explain what it is when we come back.
John Keating with the Game Break brought to you by Ram. I guess Tommy John surgery fixed him. Last night, the Angels' Shohei Ohtani started on the mound and touched 101 miles per hour while pitching. Then in the bottom of the inning, batting second in the order, he crushed a 451-foot homer to right field on the first pitch he saw. It got out of here at 115.2 miles per hour. The Angels won 7-4, and Sheffield White Sox dropped 3 of 4 to
How
the
about
Angels
that,
in
huh?
Anaheim.
Isn't that something?
Wait a minute.
That home run, by the way, 451 feet from Shohei Ohtani.
Did you? So you had the hit that was really awesome. That was great ability. Then you had the 101. Was it on the pitching? Did you get the fielding? The fielding play too?
I don't think we saw that. No.
Yeah, he got into a home plate thing, so he can do it all.
Yeah, it was the hardest hit homer by an Angels player since StatCast has been tracking advanced stats in 2015, and the first player to ever do what Keats had just referred to, the amount of speed off the bat and the amount of speed when throwing toward home plate from the pitcher's mound. So
And he's fast.
something else.
He is fast.
It's a pretty darn good lineup.
They got some guys that can hit a little bit. The guy named Mike Trout's pretty good. He's having a good year again.
Yeah, it'll be, I kind of like David Fletcher at the top of the lineup, too.
Still got Albert Pujols.
Yeah, he had the night off last night. Rendon.
Rendon is one of the better hitters in the game.
Legitimate MVP candidate a year ago. He had a hit last night. Here's the 1-2. It's high and tight. So you and I were talking about that earlier this morning. We'll kind of come up with that later on, maybe in this series, come up with the top 5 players or top 5 lineups in Major League
The
Baseball.
top 5 in the lineup.
Yeah, the top 5 in those lineups. And there's a strikeout for Jose Urena to start the third, his 4th strikeout of the afternoon.
Got right after him and right at the top of the zone. Got the call.
Second time that he's fanned Brent Rooker, and here's Jake Cave. Outside to Cave. See how Detroit has him defended. They've got the shift on.
We were talking to A.J. Hinch today and asking him what goes into, do you shift, do you not shift? And
Right.
some of these things get into quite the debate. He was telling us that it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, good 15-minute conversation between him and his coaches
On
about
one guy.
shifting on one guy, yeah. And you like that about him, don't you? I mean, he's open to those types of ideas and those conversations and decisions with
He's
his
open
staff.
until he makes up his mind, yeah.
The 2-0 to Cave. Sprayed foul down the left field line. Grossman runs out of room. Well, someone's got to make the final decision. You know that as well as anybody. You used to do that. But you were open to what your coaches had to say, right? And
Absolutely.
that's the importance.
Yeah. Can't, you can know it all, but you still have to listen, yeah. Because ultimately you do have to make a decision. You may have a split room. Sometimes you go into the conversation knowing what way you want to do it and come out with a different feel.
This one's playable. 2 quick outs here in the third. And now a message from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Easy Plan trade-in customers and current lessees can lease an Escape for $199 a month for 24 months with $17.19 due at signing. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
With 2-time World Series champ Kirk Gibson, Craig Monroe, John Keating, Johnny Kane, and our entire Valley Sports family, I'm Matt Shepard. Glad you're with us on this Monday afternoon. Game 1 of the 3-game series between the Tigers and the Twins. Minnesota won in the first and then exploding for 5 in the second. That included Nelson Cruz's grand slam. Miguel Sano walked and scored.
You're seeing more strikes out of Urena here in the third. Thus the 2 quick outs.
Inside 1-1.
One of the things you're going to find out about this club right here today. What do? You're down 6-0. Can't let your guard down. Anything can happen. If you could come back and win this game, it's huge towards the future.
And I mean, that's the mindset you have to have, right? It's like when you and I are playing golf and I shank one on a par 5. What do you always say? Hey, it's a par 5. If you're going to do it on one hole, this is the one to do it on.
That's after I laugh.
Thank you.
Because you laugh at me. Yeah, a little mental jab and then some encouragement.
Right.
See Ramos and Urania trying to get on the same page there. It's taking a little bit of time.
It's 3-2 to Miguel Sano.
Gave it everything in the kitchen sink there.
Swing and a miss. Couple of punch outs and a 1-2-3 third for Jose Urena. Tigers need to get something.
What makes baseball so beautiful are the stories within it. We feel like we have a pretty good one with respect to Twins starter Matt Shoemaker. Grew up downriver in Wyandotte, Michigan, went on to star at Trenton High School, and then would go on to pitch at Eastern Michigan University. Well, while at Eastern, he led the Eagles to the 2008 MAC Tournament Championship and a berth in the NCAA Regional. And actually, Shep, during his sophomore campaign, he set the single-season saves record before he would transition into a starter role, and it seems to have served him quite well. Says he's been a Tigers fan, much like anybody grew up in and around the area. He was a Tigers fan to about the age of 22. That was when he was drafted by the Angels,
Right.
thus beginning his baseball journey. Of course, he's with the Angels, Blue Jays, and now Minnesota Twins.
EMU's had some pretty good players come out of
They
their
have.
baseball program, don't you think?
They're building a little powerhouse down there.
Chris Hoyles, the catcher
There you
for the
go.
Orioles.
There you
Bobby
go.
Ochinko. Gibby, you played with
Welchie.
Bob Walsh. Or against Bob Walsh.
Is it their pitching coach? Is it A.J. Richter? Make sure I got that right. But he pitched, I think, for the Twins and Tigers back in the day.
Yeah, Terry Collins, who used to manage the Mets,
There you go.
up there as well.
Love it.
Good stuff,
Love
man.
it.
And good pictures. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Johnny and I have something going on social media right now.
What do you
Johnny, you
got?
want to tell the folks a little bit about that, too?
Yeah,
Can
why
you?
not? Why not? So Shep collects baseball cards, as does your boy. I don't know if you still collect actively, but I do as well. 40,000 to be exact.
Wow.
So what we're trying to do is we want to encourage people, whether or not we do it before every series or every homestand, but we want to encourage other people to send in some pictures of their favorite cards. So like for today, we did Twins and Tigers, and we found some of our favorite cards. Obviously, Kirby Puckett was one of my favorite Twins growing up. And then you had, who'd you have, Hale?
I had, believe it or not, the Tigers' third base coach, Chip Hale,
There it is.
a card I have with him with the Twins.
There you go.
Okay, right there. You see it? And there's some of the older ones. We got our teammates Dan Petrie and Jack Morris and Gibby, and you've got Craig Monroe, a signed Craig Monroe card.
Of course, he played for the Twins for a year. But the whole idea is when we all have these cards right in our closet somewhere, we'll want to dust them out, and sometimes it's that feeling of nostalgia thumbing through your baseball cards. And anyway, so for the Twins-Tigers series up through Wednesday, we'll showcase some of those coming up on Wednesday, and we want to hear from you guys, the viewers. So text in or tweet in your pictures, and we'll try to showcase some of your favorite cards.
Yeah, it'll be very cool. We've gotten some feedback already on social media through Bally Sports, and it's kind of fun. Someone sent us an Aurelio Rodriguez card, which you and I both have, and Aurelio Rodriguez was one of my young favorite Tigers.
Sure.
Gibby's got some unbelievable. Johnny, you got to come up here pretty soon and see what Gibby
I'll trade
has.
He brought some in?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're all, I don't know why it is, they're all of him of 23, but they're still really good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Look at this. This is, how many of those are there, Gibby? That's you and, is that the one
Yeah.
with you and Dennis Eckersley or no?
There's 18. This is 18 of 88.
18 of
Nice.
We got
nice.
part of a jersey of Eck in there, and we got a part of a bat of mine in there.
Love it.
But I also brought a Flair one that was worth 80 cents. This one here, by the way, is, I don't know.
You don't know what?
Johnny.
Yeah, you do. He knows, Johnny.
I can't see that.
I wouldn't play you for pool it late at night for this one. But my Fleer,
We could just trade straight up.
I've
man.
got a Fleer here. It's worth 80 cents. So
Oh, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give you $1 for it.
Johnny, my son just got one that had an old look of Mize and Scooble together.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
he texted it to me and he said, Dad, this is one of my favorite cards. And it's got that old school look, you know, the Gates Brown 70s
like
look.
I
Very
was going to
cool.
say like some of the old Bowman cards.
Yeah.
Somebody sent one in I saw on Twitter of, it was a Spencer Torkelson autograph, and I think it was one of 5 maybe. I'm not sure what but anyway, well, those numbered cards are obviously special. So, dude, the card industry right now is absolutely wild. So, some of the old cards that we love to hold on to, like we were going through nostalgia, but today's day, the market, the game use stuff, you heard Gibby talking about
Yeah.
it. I mean, it used to be people collected jewels and gold and art, and now it's, man, you got to collect these cards and hold on to them for posterity.
Yeah. Nico
Especially
Goodrum
Gibby
foul
cards.
tips it into the mitt. Another one, Johnny, somebody sent a Hank Aaron autographed card to us via social media. Special.
Yeah, how
Tough
about
to
a
beat.
Griffey rookie? That's big. That's way. It's big time too.
I've got one.
But you know, my problem when I had cards when I was little was you're supposed to leave the gum in there, right?
Yeah.
Bubble gum cards. No, I shouted. I just
Yeah,
couldn't do
I
it.
did too. I mean,
It's like people buy a good bottle of wine or something. They say, "Oh, save it."
Right.
When Johnny Cane's around, you wake up, it's gone the next day.
Hey, one quick story, because I know we got to get on. But I had an old box of 1988 Topps cards. And anyway, it was a couple years ago, and I ended up opening them. And I was opening some of the packs, and I took all the gum out, and I set them in a plastic bag. And my dad came into my room, and he walked in, and not knowing anything of it, so he pulls out a stick of gum, puts it onto his tongue, quickly disintegrated. He's like, "This isn't any good." I'm like, "Yeah, this is from '88,
Come on,
man.
Pops."
That's straight poison." But he didn't know.
should have asked for permission.
Purified sugar.
Oh, that's good stuff. Here's
All right, boys, we'll keep it rolling.
All right,
throughout the
let's get
series.
somebody on base here and get one of these runs back. How's
Akil
that?
Badu. What a story it was for him yesterday. Waits on an 0-2. Went too far. Skipped away. He's going to have to hustle down to first. And he will get there in time.
Got a steal here. 2 down. There's a little break for the Tigers. 0-2. Shoemaker throws the ball right down into the ground. Can't hold up. Off he goes. Now 6-0. You wouldn't really think that, you know, early in a game like this, you got to find a way to get going. I say get going. You might.
In terms of putting him in motion, you're saying?
I'd give him the green light to steal.
Right.
Maybe you pick up a run here. You're at the top of the order. Get a bigger lead. And you might draw one throw here, and then you can go. Oh, high leg kick.
Robbie Grossman pulls it foul.
No, Grossman, we talked about him having the 8 walks, struck out. This is his first strikeout of the year, in his first at bat, and he's probably not going to want to go as deep. He saw that splitter. You don't want to get 2 strikes and have to protect against it. Now, if you get one, I'm thinking if you get one more throw right here, I'm going to go after the throw.
One more throw over to first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think he would throw over another time. Not a very big lead. Well, he's really paying attention. He was going to go and he froze him.
1-1 to Grossman, who spent 3 years in Minnesota. And they loved him there, too, just like you're going to love him here in Detroit.
No, I mean, it's 6-0. The Twins know Badu wants to go, and they're not going to. Two outs, 6-0. They know this kid wants to go. But you don't want to lay down here just because you're down in the score early. You want to get a run. Get it rolling.
One and two to Grossman. Detroit ran a ton in the spring. They had 13 players had at least one stolen base in spring training.
Now watch Shoemaker, when he comes set, he doesn't really come set right away, like double, triple sets. You're supposed to come dead set watch. He keeps, they call time. But I would argue, how am I supposed to know when to go? But he like sets and then almost sets, and then you'll see right here. 1, 2.
Baddoo is off. Inside, the throw down to second. Not in time. And Baddoo gets Detroit in scoring position.
I had a good jump there, too.
You did. You had a great jump.
Yeah, you got to go. And that's 2 strikes, makes it tough. So he had a pretty good jump right here. Good technique, a little peek. Good slide, he slides quick, up quick.
And he didn't go for the fake of Jorge Polanco.
No, that's when they act like it went into the outfield and you try and pick
or
him up.
Andrelton Simmons. It's 2-2 to Robbie Grossman.
Come on, Robbie.
Swing and a miss. And Grossman strikes out for the second time. And Detroit goes quietly in the...
Go top 4. Tigers got a new pitcher, but Jose Urena, with his first start of the year, struggled with his control. Hanging slider right there, gets away with Ryan Jeffers. You see another one with a little bit hanging, little slider, and then he got the bases loaded with Mr. Cruz. He didn't miss. It's really important that you get that breaking ball going on the corners. Came back and bounced back. And got through another inning, and we got a new pitcher. We got a wall side windows pitching change. Looks like Buck Farmer. 21 innings last season in 23 games. He pitched a lot. He's trying to get in shape and get on with this new season.
Pitched yesterday through 23 pitches against the Indians. Over 1 inning of work, gave up a couple of runs. Urena lasts just 3 innings, gives up 6 runs on 4 hits. The 4 walks really hurt him.
Yeah. And actually, the hitter before by Polanco, remember they had the ground ball that he stuck his glove out for? He made a good pitch. One of those days, didn't get out of it, and Nelson Cruz crushed the slider.
Farmer facing the number 8, 9, and then 1 hitter in the Minnesota lineup. And it's Ryan Jeffers, Andrelton Simmons, and then Willens Astudillo, who is in for Luis Arraez at third base and in the leadoff spot after Arraez had some discomfort in the second inning. 1-2 swallowed up by Ramos, who's been tested an awful lot in the dirt there at home plate.
Yeah, you're talking about Buck Farmer throwing 21 pitches yesterday. I think Buck thinks that he needs to throw more right now and try and, get his strength into his arm.
The more he throws, the better he'll be.
Yeah, I think so.
The 2-2. And he strikes out Jeffers to start the 4th.
Looking for something else. Buck's got a great changeup. Look at Jeffers. He's just looking for it. Oh, heater. Look at that pronation. Good run back. 1 down.
Here's Andrelton Simmons, who walked and scored in the second. Low and away. 2-0 to Simmons, who played 30 games for the Angels last year and then opted out in the final week because of depression. He said it was tough for me mentally, to where he thought about some difficult choices in his life, and then fortunate to have a therapist and helped him deal with some troubling thoughts. He said the idea of finishing in a bubble was just too much for me to handle, but He wanted to share a piece of his story, and he's done it with other athletes like Dak Prescott, the quarterback of the Cowboys, Kevin Love, power forward in the NBA, and Michael Phelps, arguably the greatest Olympian of all time, to help others. 2-1 is low. It's 3-1 now to Andrelton Simmons.
Oh, that's not a ball. Had it.
I'm looking at the
Man, what do you
scoreboard, and I'm
gotta
saying
do?
this is 3-1.
What do you have to do? That ball is right there.
At the lower part of the zone, they play him straight up. Here's the 3-1. And he draws a second walk.
I'm looking at some flinching back there. Let's go. Hang in there.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Detroit Tigers with the MLB app. First at bat for Willens Astudillo.
Keep an eye on Andrelton Simmons over there. May want to return the favor. He's got 2 walks today.
Astudillo first pitch swinging and fouling it back.
And Minnesota doesn't do much, but they do attack.
Mm-hmm.
This kid can really swing it. He runs well. Good backup role player for the Twins.
Good career numbers against the Tigers as well. Takes it low and away. Spent time in the Phillies, Braves, and Diamondbacks organizations. The 1-1 rolled it over foul.
Good change up, down. Can't do much with that. One and two, got the advantage. Put him away.
Lifted to left center. Grossman hurrying, so is Baddoo, and it's Grossman who reaches out and hauls it in before he gets to the wall. Nice running catch by Robbie Grossman for the second out here in the fourth.
Astudillo shows he stays through this ball, and watch Robbie Grossman running to this ball. He's got a good jump right here. You're looking here, and he's right to the spot. This is not an easy catch. Looks at the wall. Sometimes your arms get a little shorter when you get close to that wall, Shep. You're not quite sure where you're at, but good communication between him and Baddoo. 2 down. Robbie Grossman doesn't make many errors.
Gold Glove finalist in 2019. I had actually brought up that statistic about Robbie Grossman when he first signed in Detroit, and you would have think I threatened his dog.
Didn't like it?
Yeah, he's like, I don't even pay attention to that stuff. Don't even bring it up. Okay. 0-1 to Jorge Polanco. But that's about getting the jump, right? I mean, that is jumping on your horse and getting to the spot in order to make a play like that by Robbie Grossman.
Yeah, you can tell he takes many fungos and live reps out there, and even if you're not going to chase him all the way down, read him off the bat and take your eyes and put him where you think it's going to land. You ever play that game?
No. Here's the 1-1 outside.
You never did.
You said it,
But you can do it from right here. So if he hits the ball, you just take your eyes off the ball and put him where you think it's going to be caught or land. Tell me how close you come.
I'll do that.
You are the play-by-play guy, though.
I'm doing it while I'm watching on TV. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that while the game's going on. You know what I mean? 2-1, lifted to deep left.
I got
Grossman's got room.
Locked on Grossman.
Good job, Gibby. You called it, baby. Good first inning of work for Buck Farmer. love to see the fans in the stands. Don't miss a moment of the action. Tickets for all April home games are on sale now with select seats starting at just $10. To purchase your visits and your tickets, rather, you can visit tigers.com/tickets. Love listening to the laughter and the smiles and the Tigers gear throughout the ballpark. Jamer Candelario on the first pitch. Grounds to short. And there's one quick Tigers out here in the fourth.
You need to start by getting a hit this inning. Feel it's going to happen.
No hits, just one base runner for the Tigers, and that was Akil Baddoo, who actually struck out in the third. But the ball skipped away from Ryan Jeffers, and he was able to take first, stole a bag. The Tigers couldn't push him across. Here's Willie Castro, who grounded to second his first time up. Castro, then Miguel Cabrera. Fouled away, 0-2 to the Tigers shortstop.
Shoemaker, 45 total pitches, 34 strikes, so it's been a different side on the mound for the Twins over the Tigers.
Swing and a miss. They'll get the out at first. That's bound to happen when you're leading by 6, right? I mean, you've got larger margin for error.
Or it could be one of the reasons you're leading by 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got a great split. Look at it. I mean, he's got a great arm motion. But as we were talking about conversation with AJ, got to find a way. Those are balls, and you got to find a way to try and lay off that. That's what he's looking for.
Last time Shoemaker started against the Tigers, it was that opening weekend series in Toronto. In March of 2019, he threw 7 innings, didn't give up a run, and allowed just a couple of hits. This stuff just plays. Skips away from Jeffers. It's 2-0.
Think he'll get a cookie here? 2-0. Let's see what he does. Now he throws that split 68% of the time. 65, somewhere in there. Getting that glove.
So much for the cookie. 3-0 to Cabrera.
You can see he was trying to get it up and in. Didn't want to miss over the plate. Taken all the way here.
It's a darn good ratio right there for the Twin starter.
72% strikes.
And another strike from Shoemaker there to make it 3-2.
Get in that glove.
The payoff, lifted foul.
What do you think? Something tells me he's going to double up this fastball there.
Really want to challenge Miguel Cabrera with a fastball?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's... Looks like he's putting big numbers down, though.
That was a splitter, and it's popped to
Got a
right.
good one.
For Max Kepler, and the Tigers go in order again in the fourth. Matt Shoemaker's been really good. So has been Craig Monroe, and he's going to join our broadcast on the other side.
Time for StatCast,
Wonderful.
powered by Google Cloud. Tigers are down here in the top of the fifth, 6-0, and Nelson Cruz with the bases loaded. I think that was a 3-2 count, got into one there after hitting on just foul down the right field line. Put the Twins up 6-0, and that's where we're at. And here he is leading off the inning.
114 miles per hour off the bat. Look at that. I'll trade my brother for a bat or a baseball. Well, you better check with Mom and Dad first. Simo, Craig Monroe joins our broadcast. Always good to have you, my friend. This guy's 40 years old, Nelson Cruz. He sure doesn't play or swing a bat like it, does he?
Oh, absolutely not. He is a special hitter.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like as he gets older, he gets better. One of the things that I've noticed, and I've always noticed this about him because I came from that regime too when I was with the Texas Rangers coming through the minor league system. Rudy Jaramillo was the hitting instructor there. Worked with guys like Juan Gonzalez. He's worked with Pudge Rodriguez. And one of the things that he would preach is a preset. You'll watch Nelson Cruz get that front foot down early. That eliminates the head movement, the body movement, and gets you ready to hit. And when he gets ready early enough, he just doesn't miss. He's a special hitter.
Yeah, we did the side. I don't know if you got to see the side view on that home run. He puts that foot down, those hands are there, and then he drives that back hip through there. Kind of like swings like Sammy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He just really lets it go.
Yes, I do. And then, guys, think about a couple of years back when we had Ian Kinsler here. Kinsler was the same kind of hitter. These guys were taught to put that front foot down early, and this allows you to make good decisions, lay off some tough pitches, and then you get a pitch like that and you don't miss it.
That ball is hammered. My goodness. Oh. Second homer of the game and season for Nelson Cruz. Make it 7-0 Minnesota.
He didn't fool him there. He tried to get in and actually was in on him a little bit. He's just so good and so quick. He recognized that pitch right out of the hand, just like he did his first home run with the grand slam. Look at how quick that he pulled those hands in, Simo. There's that cock. He's not lunging towards the pitcher. He's making room to make sure he can get his hands to it. And the sweet spot of the barrel makes that sound. Ooh.
Okay, so fellas, here's what Tigers fans are saying. And we love to talk about Tigers killers just like every broadcast does in their respective city. Why pitch to him? That's what Tigers fans are probably saying right now. Why in the world are you throwing anything close to that man right there?
Well, I think you have to attack him, but you have to be very careful when you attack him. You almost have to make him chase pitches out of his zone. You have to, but you also have to fill the strike zone enough up to entice him to chase those pitches off the plate, Shep.
I think when it's 6-0 and he's leading off an inning, it's a good time to see if you can get to a certain spot with him. He's locked in right now. If you come up in another situation, there are a couple guys on, I want to go differently, but he's really comfortable, which he is on everybody pretty much. But you got to hit the corners. You got to go up and in, down and away, up and away. Bounce something down on him, make him move his feet.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about hitting him or anything, but I'm just saying you let him just sit in there in that nice little chair. You got like a little rocking chair, Simo.
Yeah. Well, he's just very comfortable in the batter's box. You can just tell he's very comfortable. And again, for young hitters listening, the earlier the better. Get to that hitting position early. A lot of good things happen. A lot of good things happen when you're early.
Simo, we were talking about even after his grand slam how quiet he is in the box. There's not a lot of movement there. That's what you can learn from it.
And that's also another thing that you can learn by setting that front foot down early, getting in that we call it separation, getting to a good hitting position, hands back, front foot down. This allows you to make good decisions and to take a more direct path to the baseball.
Rooker sends one to center. Akil Baddoo is there to put it away.
And guys, I tried this too back, I was a high leg kick guy, and it was something that I worked with Rudy Jaramillo because he's from Dallas, Texas, and I worked with him in the offseason. And this is one of the things that I worked on, trying to get myself in a good hitting position early enough to where I could allow the backside and the hands to work together. And if you notice there, he hits against the front side. This allows him to drive that baseball, and that ball there was absolutely crushed to left field.
A lot of guys, I drew that line there. A lot of guys, when they go to swing, they get the foot down, but then that hip drifts up, and you don't have the freedom to get your hands through there. But like Simo's talking about, he hits against that front foot. He just revolves right around it, drives that backside through there, and you can see the results.
And give me some guys push. Some guys push forward, which allows the ball to get up on you even a little bit quicker. So it's nice that he's able to put that front foot down, stay back on his backside, and then just allow the hips and hands to work.
He makes it look easy, but
He
it
absolutely
isn't.
does.
But it is not.
0-1 to Jake Cave, who's grounded out and popped out. Sends this one to deep left center. Akil Baddoo drifting over, just shy of the wall. Makes the catch for his second straight put out. Looks comfortable there in the center. Now time for the Bolt EUV electric player. It is Nelson Cruz. You don't want to miss in the zone with this man. And it doesn't matter how old he is. Look at the numbers of men who are 39 years or older and the highest single season OPS, on base plus slugging. Last year, only Jose Abreu had a better slugging percentage on pitches in the zone in all of Major League Baseball. If you're with Barry Bonds and Ted Williams and David Ortiz, you're doing something right when it comes to power. Inside to Miguel Sano. Now 1-1. Sano walked and scored in the second, struck out swinging in the third.
Simo, you have so many different guys that you go through in your career. What guy was different, and were you able to really be open-minded and communicate to advance your position and be able to swing the bat better?
Well, I felt like it started with Jesse Barfield as a very young kid. We talked about the old school way of Charlie Loud Jr., a senior, kind of loading the body up and kind of getting back in that power position. And I got myself in trouble doing that a little bit because I would push forward, Gibby, as you alluded to. He stays back on that backside. Nelson Cruz stays back on that backside extremely well. Well, then I got to a point to where I started watching guys like Pudge Rodriguez, getting a chance to, with Alex Rodriguez, watching Juan Gonzalez. And then I adopted that leg kick, and I would watch guys like Manny Ramirez, just guys that had the same, kind of mechanics that I had. And I was like, why are these guys so consistent, and what are they doing that I don't do? And then they were just getting themselves in a good hitting position. They were picking that front foot up early enough to where they could get it down and really make good decisions. And that was something that I fought with them throughout my whole career, is trying to get there early enough to where I could do some damage.
Derek Holland warming up for the Tigers. Buck Farmer came in the fourth. No damage done there, but the leadoff homer here in the fifth from Nelson Cruz has made it 7-0 Minnesota. Sano takes one inside to make it full.
And Gibby, I also have to tell you this. I talked a lot, obviously, with you, and you and Trem was here with us. Trem, the manager, the bench coach. I learned a lot from you guys about preparation, getting myself ready, having a routine. I learned a lot talking with Willie Horton and Al Kaline, guys that had lockers in the clubhouse. That was awesome to be able to pick their brain. So you just learn from everybody that you can. You try to be a sponge when you get to the big leagues.
A.J. Hinch has made the call to the bullpen. He wants Derek Holland, and Buck Farmer's day is over. It's 7-0 Minnesota after Nelson Cruz hit his second homer of the game. T-Mobile is your ticket to the game now through the end of tonight. Customers can score a free MLB TV subscription at T-Mobile.com/MLB. New pitcher for the Tigers here to try and close out the Minnesota half of the inning. It's Derek Holland. Second time we've seen him. It's a wall-side windows pitching change. We saw Derek Holland in Game 2 of the season against Cleveland through 11 pitches in 1 inning of work.
Had a good spring, and one of the reasons I think he got picked to be on the team, beyond what he did, was his ability to probably throw multiple innings. This is the kind of games you get minimal innings out of your starter. You got to use your bullpen. So Holland can do that. Try to get 2-3 innings out of him. That would be nice. And save your back end guys.
And Gibby's also a clubhouse guy. He's a chemistry guy. Likes to keep it light in the clubhouse. I think that's important.
You got to know him through Texas probably, right?
Yeah, I've spent a little time getting to know him over in Texas.
Yeah, this is a guy who pitched in the World Series. I mean, that's valuable.
That's what it's all about. Get there. It's a whole different feel.
Facing Ryan Jefferson, it's 2-1. The thing they like about Holland, to Simo's point, keeping it light, but he includes everybody. It's not just, hey, here's the relievers or here's the pitchers. It's everybody involved.
Well, he understands what it takes to win.
Yeah.
It takes everybody.
One squirts through the legs of Wilson Ramos, and both runners advance. Kepler to third, and Sano to second.
You got a different pitcher coming in. You had a righty in, now you've got a lefty. You can see the grip. And the ball is going to cut a little differently. And 2 base runners advance. 2 down. With 1 out, it's even more critical because you got to keep that double play in order.
Back in it now at 3-2.
94 on the gun. Pretty good life for Holland. He had lost some velocity over where you'd probably seen him early in his career, Simo, and a little bit of that life coming back.
Yeah, he's sneaky. He's got a real slow delivery, and then the ball jumps up on you. And he's not afraid to pitch to both sides of the plate.
Down the right field line, long run from Mazara. Won't get there. It's a foul ball. A.J. Hinch said when we asked him about Derek Holland in the spring, and we had mentioned that he had reached 94, 95 in the gun. A.J. Hinch said, velo's the last thing I'm looking at. I want to see how this guy pitches. I want to see him in different situations. I want to see how he gets outs.
Even though it's 7-0, you can't just come in here and be lazy. You got to treat it like it's a tie game. Got to get your outs and preserve as much as you can the rest of this game and into the next game.
Jeffers has struck out twice and now draws a 2-out walk. All 3 runners for Minnesota here in the 5th, courtesy of a walk.
Second time this game. Andrelton Simmons, the batter, has walked twice already this game, so he's got a good eye. Let's find a ground ball.
Simmons broken bat looper. Grossman long run. He'll have to play it out of bounds. 2 runs are home for the Twins. Make it 9-0 Minnesota.
Got jammed, broke his bat. Just served it out there. You can see you got in on him. You could hear the bat break. If you're an outfielder, when you see those big swings like that and the bat breaks, you don't get that great jump that you might get. You know, the sound takes some time to get out there, so you actually see it before you hear it. Score a couple more here. 9-0.
Astudillo first pitch swinging. Deep fly ball, right center. Nomar Mazara has to play that off the wall. That'll be a 2-run double for Willens Astudillo. Double-digit runs now scored by Minnesota.
Simmons on the first pitch, Astudillo on the first pitch.
Give it that looked like a changeup. Looked like a changeup that stayed up.
Yeah, didn't get it down. You get it down and you can't cover it. The ball jumped.
Stayed back, stayed through it. And it's a good piece of hitting. Twins are pouring it on here.
ninth hitter of the inning in the form of Jorge Polanco. Twins with a 5 spot in the second and a 5 spot here in the 5th. Foul back 0-2. What is it? 8 walks for Minnesota here today.
Too many.
Yeah. A lot of hard contact, as Gibby has pointed out. And a lot of hitters counts.
But another key is if you get into a hitter's count and you're pitching to a hitter who's got up in the count, you've got to make a good pitch.
That ends the inning, but it was a painful one. 5 more for the Twins, including Nelson Cruz's 37th multi-homer game of his career. SEMA will see on Tigers.
He hit 20 home runs. In his 4th season, he hit 19. So last year with the Chicago White Sox, of course, we had that pandemic-shortened season. Everybody wondered what happened when he hit just 1 homer in 42 games. Well, as he told me, he said he felt great coming out of spring training, guys, but he said he got strep throat, diagnosed with strep throat coming out, and he had to be shelved for 2 weeks. He said there was a full 15 days before he was able to ever even get in and start taking swings. Adrenaline took over. He said, I'm good, I'm good. He told the Chicago White Sox, I'm good. But really his timing was never there, and he was never able to develop that swing. Obviously, he was non-tendered, and now the Tigers believe there's still some pop in that bat. And they're going to give him a shot here.
Really didn't catch fire until the end of the season last year, did he? But the good thing is, Johnny, I mean, Scott Coolbaugh was in Chicago. They have a good relationship. And Coolbaugh now the hitting coach for A.J. Hinch's staff, and that should help Mazara.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. I mean, he has great belief in himself. He's just a terrific guy, but he certainly believes in what he can do. Tigers believe in what he can do. And again, we always use this term, small sample size, but last year it was,
Yep.
you know, with his 60-game season. So we'll see what he can do with having a full year. But already he's equaled his home run total of the season ago here in Detroit.
Right.
So.
And from 2016 through 2019 that Johnny had mentioned in the home runs, he was one of 10 Major League outfielders to hit at least 19 homers in each of those 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty darn good. And the Tigers, if they feel like if they can get that type of groove, that type of swing back, that'll help the middle of that lineup.
And one other thing, Shep, is the, you know, hard hit contact. And I know you guys talk a lot about it with the advanced statistics. You know, he ranked, even last year, he ranked up near the top in baseball, 49% hard hit rate. Now, the problem was a lot of those hits were on the ground. So what they're trying to do is, you know, work launch angle and try to get some of those balls in the air. But the early returns, what we've seen so far in his swings this season, he's been driving the ball in the air.
Yeah, agreed. And A.J. Hinch told us that, you know, we think we can get him more on playing, more on those line drive approaches and get the ball in the air. And when it does, it goes a long, long way for Nomar Mazara. Could he do that against Matt Shoemaker here, who has been on point, and it helps to pitch with a big lead, but he is forcing the Tigers to swing the bats. Has yet to walk a man. Here's the 2-2, and this one is sent to center. Jake Cave where he stands, and there's one away. How good has Shoemaker been? How about the pitch count so far in the inning?
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. You're talking about Mr. Shoemaker, and watch the pitches locations. You got fastballs, you got a lot of splits, a lot of breaking balls. You see the Tigers chasing out of the zone. Shoemaker's got he's got a great delivery where all the pitches come out of the same. It is very lively, and we are not picking those pitches up. See, it looks like the knuckle curve right there, and it looks like you're saying, why do we swing at those pitches? Partly because he does a good job of disguising it, and you're not picking up the spin.
Look at that.
The split, and he's dotting the outside corners with the fastball. It's not something you really want to swing at on a 1-0 count. You want to get something you can drive, and Shoemaker has not allowed that so far.
Yeah, those pitches by inning, really impressive. The 21 in the third is a little deceiving, too, because he really had retired the Tigers in order, but Akil Baddoo was safe on the wild pitch after going too far on a check swing.
Right.
And then he had to face Robbie Grossman. He has not thrown more than 7 pitches in an inning outside the zone for balls. Scope going the other way, but foul. Number of balls thrown by Matt Shoemaker here today leading into this inning, 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 7 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. That is a guy who's dialed in around the plate. Here's the 1-2.
You see that slider right there breaking down and out of the zone. The previous 2 pitches were fastballs, and they were up and in. So when you get that pitch up and in, you get guys to swing at it. When they're looking and guarding against that off-speed pitch, it makes the fastball play way up.
2-2. An easy hop for Estudillo.
Should have told Johnny Kane there's a couple of booths open up there for food. They might have one where we can buy a hit right now and get going, Shep.
I'll take it. Anything to get some traffic on the base paths. The
Yeah.
Tigers have only had 1 base runner.
You just have to keep powering through. You just can't give in. It's a tough one of those, but you got to show you still got to fight. It's ended on a good note, one way or the other.
Wilson Ramos grounded to third his first time up. Fouls it back. Just the 5th career game played at Comerica Park for Wilson Ramos. Signed a 1-year deal with Detroit in the offseason for spending time with the Mets a year ago. The 1-1 hammered to left. Get up, and it's gone. That breaks up the no-hitter in style. Tigers are on the board.
Because Johnny Kane found it. Wilson Ramos, the bullet. He could have pulled off it, stayed through it, and it stays fair. It's just right down the middle, and he just socked it. He knew it. Don't stop there, Shep.
That's got to feel good. Nico Goodrum to right field for a base knock, his first of the season.
That's a good sign. 2 in a row. We were talking about never giving in. You got to keep putting the pressure on him every play.
Love to see a repeat performance of yesterday from Akil Baddoo. Very first pitch he sees at the major league level, and he knew it. Of Aaron Savali. Fairy tale dreams coming true for Akil Baddoo and his family in attendance. His 2 brothers, mom and dad. Great emotion in the interview yesterday, and Baddoo all smiles afterwards, although would have loved it to have been in a Tigers victory. A.J. Hinch said, very good in terms of knowing the strike zone. That's one of the many things that they're impressed with this 22-year-old Akil Baddoo. Knows the strike zone well.
Did you see what Baddoo just did there with his bat? After the swing?
Here's the 0-1. Took it in the dirt.
Now here's the first pitch. Tried to jump him. Got Nico on. He hits a foul ball. You want to get in the habit of that, you hit that at second hit again. The kid wants to hit it. He's 2 swings on 1 pitch. See him hit another one. They get something off speed here. Tigers look like this time through able to look for that off-speed pitch and stay back and just fight that fastball off. He's got the curveball, he's got the splitter, and the fastball. Throwing the fastball up in the zone, the curveball out of that, and the split just going straight down.
Here's the 2-1. Pounded to center. Goodrum will try and take the extra bag and will.
Like that.
Good base running. Good sound off the bat of Akil Baddoo. And the Tigers have collected 3 straight hits here in the 5th with 2 away.
Now, just because it's 11-1, you don't lay out. And that, a good aggressive bullet right here, and Niko Goodrum goes first and third. Trying to draw that throw. He's safe, and then the trail runner, Baddoo, could have moved up. Tigers get a hit, they get 2 runs, but instead Minnesota throws it into second. Still playing that type of game. You do everything you can to make the most. First and third down, 2 down. Robbie Grossman's due.
Interesting information from A.J. Hinch earlier today with us, where he was talking about running on outfielders, especially corner outfielders, when they're on the move, how much more difficult it really is for them to throw accurately, and how much they must rush the throw when they're on the move compared to when the ball's right at them.
Absolutely, and they scout them so they know the arm strength, but you can take away arm strength by that lateral movement. If they're moving away from the base, say if you're going first to third, that's the time to go ahead and go on them.
Grossman pulls one foul.
Oh, boy.
That would have been beautiful in the corner. Probably would have scored Baddoo with his speed. And he's off on a good jump, too.
Came off the bat hot. Got out in front a little bit. You can see the Twins are playing him right on the line. First baseman Miguel Sano staying right on that line. And they've got their right fielder, Max Kepler, way over as well. Everybody, they're playing a dead pull on Grossman. That means they're going to pitch him in and soft.
Takes it high 2-1 to Grossman.
Looks like Shoemaker wanted that pitch. Fish aren't biting.
You had mentioned the pull rate by Grossman and the expectations from Minnesota. Only Willy Adames of Tampa had a higher increased pull percentage last year than Robbie Grossman.
Hit that ball up the middle. We'll go to running.
2-1, sends it to left. Rooker is there. Tigers do get on the board, though. Wilson Ramos with a solo bullet over the left field wall with 2 out in the 5th. And the Tigers are on the board. First homer of his Tigers career. Nelson Cruz already with his 37th multi-homer game of his major league career, leads off the 6th, and he faces Derek Holland for the first time today. It'll be Cruz, Max Kepler, and then Brent Rooker in an 11-1 Minnesota lead.
Wouldn't throw anything out over the plate, but might try it. If you get that ball out over, he's a good hitter. Got to make better pitches, crowd him, double it up. That's a good pitch.
Silver Slugger Award winner a year ago.
Yeah, if you hit him, he's got that pad, and he's just solid. I mean, if it accidentally clips him in that part, he's a stone. He's rock solid. That's hot coming off the bat. Look at, he doesn't jump at the ball at all. He just sees it well, stays back and ready.
The 2-2, ripped foul.
How quick that bat is right there.
The interesting thing with Cruz a year ago, among other things, is he entered August 30th tied for the major league lead in homers with 21-year-old Fernando Tatis. Isn't that something? First 40-year-old to do that since Hank Sauer back in 1958. Inside, it's full.
I like the moving him off a little bit. Now maybe you can get away with something down and away if he turns it over and gets the movement, or maybe you come back inside on the plate though. But he is really quick. It looks like he's cheating inside to me right now.
3-2 on the ground pass Candelario and into the corner. Cruz digging for second, perhaps? Yes. He will trot in with a stand-up leadoff double here in the sixth, and he continues to bruise Tigers pitching here today.
Yeah, they threw him inside. Look how he brings his hands in here. He doesn't lunge like Simo was talking about. He actually stayed back and made room just by Candy at third. And he got quick hands in there, but he didn't hurt. He's not going to hurt you. You get it in there like that. You leave it out over the plate. He elevates it. Much worse. See if they don't take him out of the game somewhere here. Being up 11-1.
Yeah, 3 extra base hits, a couple of homers, a grand slam, a double. Here's Max Kepler. A couple of walks sandwiched around a strikeout. First pitch swinging, and that's into the right field corner. Another extra base knock for Minnesota. Cruz easily trots home. Kepler has himself an RBI double. Twins get the run they gave to Detroit in the 5th right back here in the 6th in the first 2 hitters.
Yeah, being very aggressive. And today Nelson Cruz has set the stage for the rest of the Twins. And look at Kepler, he's guessing in there, brought those hands in. You know, A.J. Hinch and the staff, they check the pre-pitch of all fielders. And this is a time when you want to be the same as you are the first pitch of the game or the last pitch of the game. Got to force yourself to keep ready to go. Cat quick, like Shep.
Not anymore. Here's Brent Rooker. 0 for 3 today, a couple of punch-outs. Only Rooker and Cave have yet to score a run for Minnesota today. Fouls it back.
Just watching, Tigers are really starting to try and adjust and keep that ball tight into these Minnesota hitters. Nelson Cruz hit a good one. Max Kepler made an adjustment. Now Rooker's trying to get his hands inside. Got to mix it up.
The 1-2 from Holland swung on and missed. Rooker's had a tough day.
Good spot right there. Again, up and in. Couldn't really get his arms down. Couldn't really get him in. Good spot.
Max Kepler getting lifted for Kyle Garlick. And pinch runner. Jake Cave 0 for 3. Low and away.
Top 6. Tigers still trying to find a way. I'm sure there's many that are saying, oh, would you quit saying that? But it's just the way I'm trained. You just can't. This would be historic when we win it.
Caught the outside corner to make it 1-1.
One right now. Tigers trailing, looking to make history.
Ground ball to Jonathan Scope. He'll take it himself. Second time he's had an unassisted out. The runner moves up to third, but there are two away. And now a message from MGM Grand Detroit.
We look forward to welcoming you back to all the excitement and grand times you expect. MGM done safely is still MGM.
With two away, here's Miguel Sano. Scored a couple of runs on a couple of walks. Also struck out back in the third. Tiger pitchers have allowed 8 walks, also struck out 8. Surrendered 9 hits.
And I got to believe that the Tigers coaching staff has been talking to the pitchers and the hitters about making adjustments. You heard A.J. Hinch today in his press conference tell us about how quickly do you change. Right now we're seeing Holland throwing the ball pretty much up and in, trying to open some of that outside part of the plate up for later in this game and tomorrow.
Well, think about it, Gibby. Of the 8 walks, 6 have scored for Minnesota. Good stop by Ramos.
Yeah, those are
Now
free,
1 and
too.
2. Yeah.
We got quite a pitching matchup tomorrow.
Casey Mize will be throwing for the Tigers.
He's sitting there learning every 5th day. We see what he retains and what he can apply.
Three and 2 now to Miguel Sano. Jay Happ will start opposite of Casey Mize for the Twins. They play Sano to pull. Inside out swing that will drift foul.
Did a good job of getting a piece of that. Again, pounding inside. Can watch him bring his hands in, just get a piece of it. Gets another pitch.
And he walks Miguel Sano. Guy known to strike out a lot has walked 3 times today. The Tigers face the Pirates for a 3-game series, April 20th through the 22nd, right here at Comerica Park. Enjoy great baseball in a safe outdoor venue. Select seats start at just $10 to purchase. Visit tigers.com/tickets today.
Watch out here. Jeffers is going to try and jump you. Just got done walking.
And he does. A broken bat. Bleeder that finds a hole on the right side to bring home the 13th run of the day for Minnesota.
That's 2 broken bats that have done damage to the Tigers.
Yep. Simmons had the other. And last time up, a 2-run single.
Again, just first pitch swinging out over the plate, right off the end of the bat. You can see it and hear it break. Cannot find a glove.
A discussion with Derek Holland, who's been through it before, if you recall, a year ago. Had a 9-run outing against Detroit. But hung in there. He allowed 5 runs, 4 homers, and 11 pitches in that day when he was pitching for Pittsburgh. But the thing he talks about there is, look, I owned that. I went out there. I continued to battle. I don't give in.
And what you see today by the Twins will be here tomorrow. So got to make some adjustments.
Right.
Got to find a way to continue to play the total game the way you've been working on it. got to raise your game a little bit. They're going to continue to try and get you to chase. They're going to try and hammer you if you throw a pitch out over the middle of the plate, first pitch, especially with guys on base.
Now 1-1 to Andrelton Simmons.
It's awfully quiet right now.
Here's the 1-1. Fought off foul. 13 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Minnesota. 1 run, 3 hits, and an error for Detroit. Simmons has been on base 3 times, drove in a couple of runs, and scored a couple of times.
Nelson Cruz, really the big bat today. 2 home runs and a double. Scored 3 times.
Simmons, a former second-round pick of the Atlanta Braves in 2010. Moved his feet 2-2. He was traded from Atlanta to the Angels in 2015 for Eric Ibar, Sean Newcomb, and Chris Ellis. I would say the Angels got the better of that deal.
You never know. Got to take chances.
Good stop by Ramos. That one skipped into his belly.
Yeah, it's tough to do when it's 13-1. Got to continue to work behind that plate.
Brian Garcia starts to warm for the Tigers. 41 pitches deep is Derek Holland. A lot of 3-2 counts for Tigers pitchers today. And he rings up Simmons to end the 6th. A couple more for Minnesota.
Well, on the left of your screen, there is A.J. Hinch. On the right of your screen, there is his bench coach, George Lombard. And each of them have history. Not a great deal of history, but some history. If you were of a certain vintage, you may remember that in 2002, George Lombard played here 72 games, batted .241 on a Tigers team that won 55 games that year. The following season, A.J. Hinch was up for 27 games. That team won only 43 games. I can remember chatting with each of them on Tigers Live back in the day. And if you listen very closely, you'll hear Matt Shepard invite me to share some Hank Greenberg stories next.
No, those would be World Series with Hank Greenberg. Did you, were they the only 2 in the clubhouse? Is that why they would talk to you after another loss that season?
Well, we know this about AJ. I've not yet had a chance because of COVID to get reacquainted with George, but you know, they were great dudes back in the day. AJ still is, and we'll get to know George as our season goes on, hopefully.
You know, Keith, the other thing they have in common, they both interviewed for the Tigers job because George Lombard interviewed for it in October. Wanted to manage, but he said he's not in a huge hurry, but being a bench coach is needed to be put on his resume. And it was important. And he was encouraged, by the way, from the Dodgers. Go ahead, go, do it.
One final number for you. If anybody had picked Nelson Cruz in Ram Pick the Stick today,
oh my goodness,
18 points.
Is that all?
Yeah, we've taken shoes and socks off to compute that for you.
It seems like more. I don't know why, but it seems like more, Keats. Wow.
No points? Yeah. Ramos has got some points. Other than that, not too many.
No one.
Nico's even.
Yeah.
It's just a big, happy family here in Detroit, and actually around the game of baseball. If you stay in it long enough, it does kind of do a circular thing. AJ coming back together with George, and actually I was with AJ in Arizona. He went to San Diego. I relieved him. Had a World Series in Houston. Now he's back to Detroit.
Small world sometimes.
Yeah.
Huh?
Chip Hale, he was in the minor leagues many years with Arizona, was our third base coach, went to Oakland, then on to win a World Series in Washington, and now he's back to Detroit. There's AJ in the red. That was when he will self-admit wasn't ready. I'm going, oh no, what did I do wrong?
And then the
See that
evil stare down right
look.
there.
There's Chipper. And I tell you, the staff, you want your staff.
Candelario skies one to right center. It's handled by the new right fielder, Kyle Garlick. The other thing that they all have in common with A.J. Hinch and Chip Hale and George Lombard, all of them have World Series rings.
That helps.
Yeah, that's big.
You try and get your staff to really get together. Way back when we were working for, AJ was in the minor leagues, running the minor leagues for the Diamondbacks. Bob Melvin was the coach, and Chip was the third base coach for us, and we had Brian Price and Glenn Sherlock, and so. But that's when wine clubs were popular, and we had cook-offs.
Uh-oh.
And you want to have that camaraderie. As you're working hard, you're working in a kind of a intense environment, so you want to make sure that you're able to talk to each other without letting things get out of hand, and you want to pass that on to your team as well. You want people to let their emotions out. Don't want them to hang it on their sleeve. As we wait here for Willie Castro to start another rally, a big one.
Ground out and a strikeout for Castro. Pops it foul. Other things this staff has in common. A.J. Hinch, George Lombard, and Chris Fetter, the pitching coach, all with psychology degrees. Matter of fact, George Lombard got his first head coaching job at age 40, then his psychology degree 30 minutes after that. Finishing up.
Guess he had a goal, and he's working towards it today.
Two and two to Willie Castro.
Everybody wants to win another World Series here. We're on board with that. It's a tough one today. Appreciate your patience. Got to continue to support the Tigers. These guys got to keep pushing on. I keep saying it. Get through this game, maybe win it. Don't get any injuries. Come back tomorrow. Win every day.
That's the message.
That's the attitude.
Win the game today. It's 3-2 though to Willie Castro. Shoemaker has yet to walk a batter. Slow tapper to first. Sano shovels it to Shoemaker, who covered first base quickly.
He did. He got right over there. Nico out in front. Seeing something off speed. He did not pull off it. But you see Shoemaker got right off the mound quick. He was there early waiting for it. You see a lot of pitchers, they take that half a step. Guys with speed like Nico, or Willie Castro, I'm sorry, they beat that out.
Two outs here in the sixth for Miguel Cabrera. A couple of fly outs for Cabrera today, one to center and one to right. First pitch swing, launching it deep to right. But Garlick is there. And the Tigers are retired 1-2-3 in the sixth. Don't just use an entrance, make one. Comerica Bank customers and up to 3 guests attending Tigers home games can skip the line by showing their Comerica Bank card and Tigers game tickets at the Comerica VIP entrance at Gate A. Comerica Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be. With Kirk Gibson, Craig Monroe, and Johnny Kane and John Keating, I'm Matt Shepard. Glad you're with us on this Monday. A challenge for the Tigers today. Minnesota has brought their hitting shoes, as they like to say. 13 runs on 10 hits. That has included A couple of home runs from Nelson Cruz, a grand slam in the second, and then a solo blast in the fifth.
Got a wall side windows pitching change. Brian Garcia. Good year last year. Look at that ERA, 166. He's got good stuff. Can command it all, although he had 10 walks last year. You know the theme? You got to see him come in. And AJ's just trying to manage that bullpen right now. Manage his team, his players, to just move them on, make them more ready for another situation, another game. Finish this one off in a game tomorrow.
Saw Garcia in game 2 of the series against Cleveland, in which he threw 1 1/3, gave up a hit and struck a man out. Jacoby Jones now in left field, and Victor Reyes is taking over in right. It's not much of a surprise. We saw Jacoby Jones in left field in spring a couple of times. On a line, Baddoo will watch it sail over his head and bounce off the wall. Astudillo has a leadoff double on an 0-1 pitch, rifles one off the wall in left center, and another extra base hit from Minnesota.
Astudillo is very aggressive, really lets it go. Looks like a fastball that runs back out over the plate. Loses that hat again. Some people do it because they got too much hair, Shep. Some do it because they don't have any. You know what I mean?
I do. Astudillo has come in for the injured Luis Arraez and hit a pair of doubles. That leadoff spot for Minnesota has been on base 4 times and scored a couple of runs. This one slides by Ramos.
Spike that one. Now the hope is managing the who's plays from here on out the rest of this game might prepare them for tomorrow to be a little more locked in. This has not been a good game for the Tigers. Started with the pitching, were not able to command, and the Tigers are not able to so far solve Mr. Shoemaker.
Yeah, it really started from the get-go, didn't it? I mean, the very first hitter, Luis Arraez, gets a base hit, moves to second on a wild pitch, ends up scoring on an error, and then in the second inning, 5 runs home from Minnesota. They would score 5 in the 5th,
3
2
walks.
in the 6th.
So it's just, one of those games.
Yeah, snowballs on you.
It's hard to, in Minnesota, really swinging the bats. You can come up with many reasons why, but right now they're swinging them good, and they'll go back. The Tigers go back to work and try and execute better. You've got to ask yourself, how did we execute the plan? What did they do to us where we thought they were going to do? We were unable to handle it. What adjustment can we make? I think that as the season goes on, you're going to get 50 games in halfway through the season. That's a fair amount of time to make judgments, whether you need to move some guys around or play some other guys, give other people an opportunity. And there's a lot of pressure in that, but that's the way the skipper is going to approach it.
1-2 to Jorge Polanco. Swing and a miss.
Now you look at this pitch right here. Good depth to this pitch. It looks like an inside fastball down the corner. And he's got good depth. Right down underneath. Can't reach it.
Second time Polanco has struck out. And here's that guy again, Nelson Cruz. Up 4 times. Hit the ball hard all 4 times. 2 homers, 1 a grand slam, and a double with 3 runs scored.
Good slider.
Even his first at-bat, in which he hit a line drive right at Jeimer Candelario, it left the bat at 105 miles per hour. So he's seeing it, and turning on it pretty well.
That was a good pitch. They threw him all inside last time. Now they're going down and away. Let's try and open up that plate so Nelson Cruz is not all over every pitch he sees. That's a strike.
Here's the 1-1. Fouled it back.
Menards brings you the big money encounter. Nelson Cruz in the second inning. He had 3 walks, loaded him up. Boom. That was after a disputable foul fair on the right field line. Then again in the 5th. That one was harder than the first one, I think.
Yeah, that was shot out of a cannon.
So he's got many RBIs, 2 home runs, and a double. Tigers are trying to get him out here, set the tone for tomorrow.
I love it. Many RBIs. He does have many RBIs.
There's no reason to count him.
5, yeah. Oh, boy. The 2-2 from Brian Garcia. Low and away.
Oh, call that. That was off the plate, but hope you get a call like that. You can see that did not tail back quite as much as wanted to.
But you said it tailed off the plate, and you go, call that. What?
I said he expected to tail on the plate. Yeah, I asked him to call it. It's 13-1.
So
stretch
the
it
strike
out.
zone is different when it's 13-1. Swing and a miss. Crowd,
Call it.
the crowd will cheer as one after finally retiring
Sorry,
Nelson Cruz.
I
That's
got-
the ultimate respect right there.
He got a little relaxed. You know, just want me to mail it in. Call it.
And my favorite part of the broadcast today is when Akil Baddoo was getting ready to steal, and you said, go! And he went
I was
as you
getting
said
the
it.
jump.
Yeah, it's like he had a earpiece in his ear, and you were telling him what to do. Here's Kyle Garlick up for the first time, batting in the 4 spot in replace of Max Kepler. Garlick earned a spot on this team in spring.
Good, sharp
Spent,
pitches there.
spent last year with Philly, 2019 with the Dodgers, where he was a 28th round pick in 2015. They play him to pull. Here's the 0-1. Launch to left. Jones tracking it, and that's off the wall. Astudillo trots home, and Garlick jumps into the extra base hitting parade for Minnesota with an RBI double here in the 7th.
Boy, an uppercut swing. I didn't see the pitch. Up and in, boy, he's got that. Twins sit back, kind of that same style. They don't move forward, so they got room right there. Ball off the fence. Kobe in with it quickly.
Now here's Brent Rooker. He'd like to join the parade. Struck out three times. He's an 0 for 4 so far here today. As a matter of fact, the 5 and 6 hitters are 0 for 8 in the Minnesota lineup. Rooker and then Jake Cave. That's the only breath the Tigers pitching staff has been able to take so far with these guys. They've banged out 12 hits and plated 14.
Yeah, you just sometimes you're told to tip your hat, but you can't be happy.
Foul tipped into the glove of Ramos.
You set goals and you set ways that you want to do things, and you can't let things deter that will. That's why I should probably relax, but I'm not gonna.
Why would you? We don't want you to relax.
I don't want him to get this.
We make so much of the Minnesota offense, and for good reason, but they do enter the game today. And granted, it's a very small sample size with only 3 games, but with the league's best ERA, .67 coming in. Two-one to Rooker. Swings right through it.
Sneaky. Threw it right by him. Fans still spread out, enjoying the sun finally coming out and getting an opportunity to talk to some of the people, and you can hear a few of them.
Yeah, it's refreshing. Here's the 2-2. Drilled to left center. Another base hit for Minnesota. Another run plated for the Twins. And it's now 15-1. Personal numbers going up today on this Monday for the Twins, huh?
Yeah, they've been really good with guys in scoring position. There you see the slider. Seems like they know it's coming, but they're just covering all the pitches. They've put a lot of runs up today. Learn a lesson somehow, some way. Use it against them tomorrow.
So every player from Minnesota has either gotten a hit or scored a run, except for the man right here, Jake Cave. A couple of ground balls to first. A fly out and a pop-up. The 1-0 grounded to first. Jonathan Scope will handle it, and the inning is over. Minnesota has 6 extra base hits. 2 came in this inning, and 2 runs scored as well.
Well, the first big brawl of the 2021 season has come with some major consequences for former Tiger Nick Castellanos. So here's the deal. Castellanos homers on opening day, and on Saturday, he gets hit by Jake Woodford of the Cardinals, and Nick picks up the ball, offers to toss it back to him. Okay, everything's good. Fast forward a little bit later in the game. There's Castellanos on third. Wild pitch. Gets away from Yadi Molina, and here comes Castellanos. A little head-first collision, a little grandstanding over Mr. Woodford, and he has now been suspended 2 games by Major League Baseball. And the quote from the league is, aggressive actions for instigating a benches clearing incident. Thoughts?
He's off to a really good start. We know that for Cincinnati, isn't he?
I think so.
Do you think it's worthy of a 2-game suspension?
Well, I mean, this is a great question. It really isn't up to me, I guess, but the point is he didn't actually get in the altercation, right? So he starts it, right? He gets over there. Now watch when Yadi Molina comes in. Nick says, all right, guys, I'm not a part of this, right? So nothing really happened. I mean, the bench is cleared, but obviously in the environment we're in, I understand they don't want that type of, they don't want that type of behavior.
Well, but how much of it do you think has to do with the fact that everybody collectively came together and the rule is in Major League Baseball, you're not supposed to be like that, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think that's it. And so if you can nip it in the bud here week 1, you don't want to see a repeat incident. So he's appealed the decision. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it. Good luck on Tigers Live.
You got it.
Randy Dobnak is on to pitch for Minnesota here in the 7th. Jonathan Scope pops it up to short. Andrelton Simmons, that's the second quick out here in the 7th. Dobnak able to use last year and really what he's done with Minnesota to his advantage. Good for him. Agreed to a 5-year, $9.25 million extension that could max out at $30 million with escalators. And considering he used to drive for both Uber and Lyft and kind of had to fight his way through the United Shore Professional Baseball League with Utica, that's a heck of an accomplishment for a young man to be, you would think, set for life. Wilson Ramos is the lone reason the Tigers have a run on the board. His first homer as a Tiger back in the 5th. And it was on a line, a 2-out line. Fouls that one. It's 2-1. Tapper foul. Here's the Wilson Ramos homer we're referring to off Matt Shoemaker, who was basically brilliant today. At 85 and left at over 111. Takes it outside, 3-2 to Wilson Ramos. Sharply hit to short, Simmons. Beautifully done, and for the 5th time today, the Tigers go in order. We're through 7. Tigers baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. And by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Nelson Cruz has driven Minnesota here today in the opener of this 3-game series. Knock your heart out. 15-1 Twins. String music for the Twins. And here's Gregory Soto to work the 8th. Minnesota 7 extra base hits, 9 for 17 with runners in scoring position. Soto works as the 5th Tigers pitcher today in a Woolside Windows pitching chain.
Yeah, not where you'd like to see Gregory Soto thrown into this game. But A.J. Hinch is trying to get through it, get everybody a little bit of work, and be ready to go tomorrow. He threw pretty good. This kid's got a lively arm, 98 miles an hour he averages on the heater. Yet you got to mix in the other pitches because guys will lean on you. This team has proven if you get behind in the count or they get men on, they are extra tough to get out. Sorry I took the last half inning off.
No, you didn't.
I thought it was smart.
You're fine. Soto will face Sano, Jeffers, and Simmons.
When's he laughing?
Because sometimes you're too transparent. The first pitch.
Oh, wait a minute.
Go ahead, say it.
Oh, we got a problem. It slipped.
Just a little bit outside. Yikes.
He's going to be getting a call for that. Come on, Gregor. Get it down.
There we go. And he blows it right by him at 97.
That first one obviously left the hand a little early.
You think? He wasn't able to control that one very well, was he?
The late Dave Bergman used to. I can't tell it. I'm sorry. I'm getting shy all of a sudden.
You're an incredible tease. Sano has walked and scored, had an RBI single his last time up. Skies this one into the seats, down the first base line. 3 walks for Miguel Sano today. It's been pretty well balanced by Minnesota, don't you think, Gibby?
Yeah, I mean, they've attacked everywhere.
Yeah.
Sano, 3 walks. He usually strikes out more for against the Tigers, but you got to give the kid credit. He did not chase. Simmons had 3 walks.
The 2-2. Fouled it back.
Boy,
You almost leaned out the window for that.
I was just stay here and take it right in the chest. Make me feel better.
Gonna make Chuck Fair, our stage manager, just give you CPR, huh?
No, please don't. Just roll me around a little bit. I'll shake out of it.
Smack you a couple times. Missed inside. 3-2.
I'll
Gibby's the guy you kind of revive, and he grabs you and says, "What's wrong with you? What are you doing
Why
to
are
me?"
you?
Right back to him.
Now Soto right there is. Remember last year he threw 1 or 2 away to first base, and they've been working on him to throw the ball. But if he can get that ball and run it over there and underhanded, it's going to be the smarter way to go. But he'll continue to work on that.
Yeah, and he knows Miguel Sano's best attribute isn't necessarily fleet of foot.
No, he's when you hit a ball like that, these guys are thinking about putting numbers on the board today. They got the good feel. Do the Minnesota Twins really swinging the bats well?
That fastball clocked at 98 from Soto, but missed outside.
Gregory Soto, he gets to the point where he can throw that slider when he gets behind the count. Really will take him to the next level.
This is using a guy because you want to get him some work. You don't want him to sit for too long. You haven't seen Soto since opening day.
Yeah, I think probably they would hold his pitch limit as well. They don't want him to get too many pitches on his arm.
The 1-1. Another one at 98, but missed the spot. 2-1 to Ryan Jeffers. He's 1 for 3 today, as you saw, but it kind of coincides with what he's done against the Tigers in his career. He's a .333 lifetime hitter against Detroit.
You know, all these pitchers, these late inning guys, they come in 96, 97, all the way up to 101.
That's a good pitch.
There didn't used to be that many, and that's fast, but the hitters do seem to adjust easier to the much velocity than they used to.
Yeah, it's always amazed me how these guys can see it and hit it, even though it's 98, 99. It's the 2-2. Couldn't hit that one.
Slider.
Jeffers is down on strikes.
Well, we had Nolan Ryan and Goose Gossage,
Yep.
J.R. Richard.
Yep.
Those guys threw upper 90s. Here you're going to see Gregory Soto. Nice slider right there, back door. Good sequence, good result.
2 away for Andrelton Simmons. On base 3 times, and scored twice.
So if you're wondering how you do speed your bat up, a lot of the teams, you have machines that can do it that are finally consistent enough. You used to get balls that would come out errant. It was too dangerous. You're throwing the ball 105, 110 miles an hour out of a pitching machine. Much more accurate now, and you see a lot more, many more teams use those to get hitters comfortable and understand how they got to get to the ball. It's not longer swing. It's not a harder swing. It's a shorter swing. That's what you're looking for.
Simmons was called out on strikes to end the 6th. The 31-year-old waits, and he draws a 4-pitch walk. 3rd walk of the day for Andrelton Simmons. And another walk issued by a Tigers pitcher. Roll over the top of the order for Willen Astudillo.
No, he's hacking first fastball he sees.
Yeah, he has been too. Came in to replace Luis Arraez. 2-run double in the 5th. Doubled and scored in the 7th. Mize against Jay Happ tomorrow in Game 2 of the 3-game series.
Casey Mize has had plenty of time to think about his first start. The advantage of watching and the opportunity to execute. You can see the Twins are very disciplined team. There's a fine line between, putting it and letting them put it in play and keeping it on the corners.
The 2-1 ripped through the hole on the left side for another base hit for Willens Astudillo.
Got a quick bat.
The 14th hit of the day for Minnesota. Tigers baseball is always great family fun. Tigers host the Royals Sunday, April 25th at 1:10 p.m. It's Chevy Youth Baseball Sunday Kids Day, and tickets start at just $10. To purchase, visit tigers.com/tickets. Yeah, be amazed. Come to the ballpark.
Everybody make sure they do their part in situation, trying to keep the distancing, etc., so we can continue to have people at the park and in every place else get back to normal.
Mitch Garver will pinch hit for Jorge Polanco. One and one to Garver now, who in 2019 set the Minnesota franchise record for home runs by a catcher with 31.
Most catchers, there are a few that are good offensive forces, but if you're picking, you'd obviously like to have good catcher, good receiver, good hitter, but you take the good defense first in general, especially at the catching position. Catching, middle of the diamond. I always say first baseman. I probably rank importance of a good first baseman higher than most. It's because it helps the whole infield, ability to pick, footwork.
And you had a great one in Paul Goldschmidt in Arizona. Here's the 1-2, swung on and missed. Inning is over in the 8th. Tigers trail at 15-1. Not the greatest results in our Ram Pick the Stick update. I felt pretty good just breaking even, but then I forgot Craig Monroe's got one. What's wrong, Keith? Oh, you're -2. What was your total coming into the game today?
-4.
No, I think it was -2.
He's going the wrong way, Shep. Just say that he's going the wrong way.
There is some concern that I'm going to be eliminated from the competition before we get into the second full week of the season.
Oh.
We sent him home. He can't play anymore.
No.
In the words of Mickey Redmond, bingo bango, you're done.
Better days, better days.
Simo, you feel good, though? You got a chance to add to that a little bit because your guy's on deck.
I do feel good. With the last pick, being able to get this young man, and hopefully he does something to add to this pick the stick numbers. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
And Johnny Kane, Willie Castro was my
No,
pick.
you had Willie. I have Nomar.
Oh, you had Nomar. That's right. You thought he was coming through again, and I understand. He's hit the ball hard a couple times.
He's hitting the ball hard, man.
Johnny Kane sounds like he's in somewhere. He's got an echo.
I'm in the press box. I can't.
What was that?
I came up in the press box.
We started looking for you right away. By the way,
He was chilly.
We can't.
Not your press box, the other one. Yeah, it's cold out there, boys.
We can't. You can't add to yours because Nomar Mazar is out, obviously, for Victor Reyes, but you don't get his.
Yeah, I'll take my -1 and I'll head home with it.
Well, here's Akil Baddoo. Single, stolen base today, and a guy who continues to look like he belongs, fellas. That's for sure.
So far, so good. Just give him a little bit at a time. You know, you have these good springs, and it's much different when you get to the regular season. So Baddoo is going to be challenged.
Well, what's interesting is when you talk to other broadcasters, other members of the media, as you get ready for a series, this is the guy they ask about the most. What do you think of Akil Baddoo? Sprays it foul.
A little different stuff that he's seeing here. A lot more movement. A lot of splitters early by Shoemaker.
The 2-2, another one fouled back.
A lot of power. You see that in spring training, batting practice, and taking it into the game. Looking for the consistency.
And the way he studies and goes about the routine. It's the one thing he said that he learned more than anything else in spring is major leaguers have certain routines. Got to find it. 2-2, right back to Doppin. 2 away. Well, a big ceremony here in Detroit tomorrow, a one-year remembrance ceremony of one of the greatest Tigers, one of the greatest players of all time, Al Kaline. That'll be part of that ceremony on Tigers Live starting at 12:30. Lost far too many greats within the last calendar year.
Is it 10? 10 Hall of Famers in the last year.
Jacoby Jones found a hole on the right side for a base hit.
That's good for Jacoby. I know that he probably was a little surprised he wasn't playing today, but you come off the bench sometimes and you can have an effect, and he's gotten at a bat here, and this is not the ideal situation. You know, players get disappointed and mad. So you want to go up there and have a good at-bat, and he did right there. Got a knock. Put you in a good frame of mind for tomorrow, hopefully.
Man on, 2 away for Jeimer Candelario. A couple of flyouts and a ground out for Candelario. Been swinging early in the count. Didn't pull the trigger there because it was low. 1-0. Candelario hit .375 against the Twins last season. The 1-0. Back up the middle on the charge. And an easy out at second base. Tigers are done in the 8th. We head to the 9th. Minnesota, more than 2 touchdowns on the board so far. That is an ugly box score if you're a Tigers fan. 15-1 Minnesota. Harold Castro will take over on the mound. First time he has ever pitched.
You throwing a knuckler there?
And I don't know. I think that was a bit of a curveball there at 71. He gets it and throws it, and Nelson Cruz greets him by sending one sky high to left for Jacoby Jones. He did get him out, though. Good for him. Look at Cruz. Come on, man. I just barely missed that for my 3rd homer of the day.
Yeah, he sat back, launched it right into the air. I mean, this is not where you want to be having your position players in there. Be ready to duck. That ball gets on you quick, Harold.
Harold Castro joins Travis Demeritte a year ago. A position player who threw off the mound. And then 2 years ago, Brandon Dixon, if you recall, did the same thing in a game. 2-0 foul back by Kyle Garlick. Pinch ran for Max Kepler in the 6th and then had an RBI double in the 7th. A little high. 3-1. This has been the problem with Harold Castro in the spring. They're a little high in his pitching. And he walks Garlick.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to feather it in there. You see he's using different arm angles.
I want to see his pickoff move, don't you?
No.
No, okay.
Want him to get a double play here. You know, it is a different spot out there on the mound. I don't like to see position players out there because they can't control the ball as much. If somebody hits one up the middle, just not used to that position.
Here's Brent Rooker. First pitch swinging, and he got under it.
Call it.
Victor Reyes calls for it and takes care of it. It'll be Casey Mize starting for the Tigers tomorrow. The upcoming pitching matchup is presented by Wallside Windows. We've told you about it in our broadcast. Casey Mize making his 2021 debut, and Jay Happ will throw for Minnesota. Our coverage on Bally Sports begins at 12:30 tomorrow with Tigers Live. John Keating, Craig Monroe, Johnny Kane with you. And in remembrance of 1 year losing Al Kaline. Into the shift for Nico Goodrum.
Sign him up.
How about that for Harold Castro? Nice job. That's an 8-pitch inning, man. It's about as good as you're going to get. Let's go to the bottom of the ninth after this.
You're about to find out why we pay Craig Monroe $6.50 an hour to do Tigers Live post game, because I'm not sure what there is to be said. We will, in all seriousness, you'll get post game reaction from AJ Hinch to put this one in some perspective. But for a team that felt pretty good about the weekend, Monday didn't go so well.
Not so well for the Tigers today, but listen, it's one game. We're not going to get used to this. They're a much better team. But we'll talk about, guys chasing a little bit on the post-game show. We'll show what made Shoemaker so good today. It'll still be a fun show. It's not a good victory for us today.
And if you're 40 or north of 40, we'll even delve into some Nelson Cruz numbers for you when we see you right after the final out, guys.
That's appropriate. Do any of us qualify there, do you think?
I will let you know when I get there in a couple of years.
Willie Castro testing the Minnesota outfield. Oh, and a reaching grab hauled in by Brent Rooker to take away extra bases.
He maybe got the wind knocked out of him there.
What a play. In a 15-1 ball game, he lays out and steals away at least a double from Willie Castro on the second hardest hit ball of the game for Detroit.
I mean, it's a bullet to left center, and he's communicating with the center fielder right here. Obviously, he called him off. You see him veering off from center field. He makes a great catch.
Sure does.
Takes the head off.
Here's the pitcher, Harold Castro.
What's so funny?
Oh, I'm still trying to get used to that. Castro came in, pitched the ninth, and now gets an at-bat. 0-2 to him. He's out on 3 pitches. Don't miss a moment of the action. Tickets for all April home games are on sale right now, with select seats starting at just $10. To purchase your tickets, visit tigers.com/tickets today. Couple more against the Twins. Both matinees, so we hope we can see you out here. And then Detroit is off to Cleveland for their first road series of the year.
10-gamer. Do it there, Houston and Oakland. It's a pretty lengthy early in the season. Hope they run into some better weather.
And some emotions for the Tiger skipper going back to Houston, no doubt.
I think it will. And they're a very good team, and I believe they lead American League in hitting. This guy, they pounded. So the challenges get greater every day.
Victor Reyes drives one to deep right. That's gone. He has really good numbers against Randy Dobnak. They've gotten even better now. A solo homer with 2 out in the 9th.
Well, he'll be in the lineup tomorrow, right? Got the home run. Looked like this ball was down and in, and Victor just waited on it. Launched.
409 feet.
No doubter.
For Victor Reyes. Career high 4 a year ago. He's got number 1 in game number 4. And here's Jonathan Schoop. Two and 0 to Schoop.
Do you swing at it or do you take it? Try and get as many pitches.
If you like it, you swing at it.
Look right down the middle. You don't swing at this one. That wouldn't be too traditional to do. 3-0. Down as many as the Tigers are.
Now 3-1. Schoop has flown out to center, grounded to third, and popped out to short. Down to the last strike. The other way, and a base hit. Tigers' upcoming schedule the rest of the month, as we pointed out, 2 more here at home against Minnesota, a day off to travel to Cleveland, and then it's Cleveland, Houston, and Oakland for that long road trip.
Brings up Wilson Ramos. Getting all the catching. That's a long day of catching. You probably expect that he'll get a day off tomorrow.
Yeah, with Casey Mize starting, A.J. Hinch has said Grayson Greiner will start behind the plate. He'll catch Skubal, he'll catch Mize with the familiarity and ease Ramos into it. A.J. Hinch is not one of those guys who believes in personal catchers, puts you in bad situations down the road. Ramos drives one over the head of Miguel Sano and into the left field corner. Ramos with a homer and now a double. Schoop stops at third.
Tigers enjoying a different pitcher, aren't they?
Randy Dobnak, you bet.
As the Twins are trying to get through this game, get that last out. Tigers are hanging in there. I always say you want to see as many pitches as you can. Make him get another guy out of the bullpen. Gives Nico a chance with a couple on.
Collected his first hit back in the 5th. Outside.
Nico's struggled a bit from the left side. Worked on it real hard this year. It's good to see him get that hit. He'll get another. It's been moved around this year, and his role is a little different, trying to adjust.
Trustworthy glove no matter where you put him. Ahead in the count, 2-0.
He likes shortstop the best. He got to play there about 30-some games last year. Tigers have decided to give Willie Castro some opportunity. And there's going to be injuries and people moving in and moving out. So anybody that's on this team here or even down there in Toledo, you're going to have an opportunity. Probably beyond that into Double-A.
We started today with a 52-minute rain delay. Minnesota jumped on Detroit early. Run in the first, 5 in the second, 5 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth and seventh. Tigers with solo runs in the fifth and so far here in the ninth. A solo homer from Wilson Ramos in the fifth. And Victor Reyes has done the same here in the ninth, but they're threatening for more.
Looks to me like his setup's a little different. Nico's is. Looking for that reward.
He'll take a walk as a reward.
It's better to swing it at the ball out of the zone. We'll get a side-by-side for tomorrow. Take a look at that adjustment.
Dude, that's the first walk issued to a Tigers hitter today.
He's been good.
Bases loaded for Akil Baddoo. Craig Monroe's pretty excited right now.
Baddoo has to be patient. They're going to try and get him to swing out of the zone.
Struck out in the third, but was aboard on a wild pitch and stole a base. Singled in the fifth. He grounded back to the mound last time up. One and one.
(15-2). Minnesota still nobody warming in the bullpen. After Baddoo gets base clearing triple, that'll change. You're a visiting manager, you start wiggling a little bit, even though the score is what it is.
The 2-1 drifted to deep left field. Way back. Are you kidding me? The fairy tale continues.
He remained very humble there, didn't he? You could tell he got to be happy, but being down so much, wanted respect.
Just incredible. First pitch he sees at the major league level yesterday. He goes opposite yard. Today, a grand slam in addition to a single, and he's been on base 3 times.
He's strong. Left field, he just powered it right out that way. Stayed behind it. Backspin, right out of the park.
Two and one to Jacoby Jones.
Look at that. Remember we were showing Cruz? Baddoo blocks himself off there as well.
On the ground to Simmons. Something to talk about on Tigers Live. John Keating and Craig Monroe. Another nice day for Akil Baddoo, even though it comes in a 15-6 loss. He turns heads and gets Tigers fans a little bit more giddy about this season and the future. Let's send it to Keats and Craig Monroe at the Valley Sports Desk for Tigers Live postgame. Gentlemen.
It truly is a great story as the Minnesota Twins, as they should, celebrate a rather convincing win in their first chance to see the Detroit Tigers this season. But in the 9th inning, Akil Baddoo with his second major league homer, and that one cleared the bases. And it takes a little bit out of the sting out of a day in which the Tigers ended up losing by a 15-6 final. Welcome to Tigers Live. John Keating with Craig Monroe with you. Post-game reaction from the Tigers clubhouse coming up, and A.J. Hinch will put this one in some perspective for us. Normally, we're thrilled when the rains part and a game can begin, and we were so today after a 52-minute rain delay, and all the Twins did once this game began was to hit.
Well, we know what the Twins are very capable of doing from an offensive standpoint. They've up and down their lineup. They've got speed. They've got great contact hitters. They've got guys that can hit the ball at the ballpark. And that's exactly what they did today. They showed up. They played good baseball. And the Tigers, they took a little beating today.
All right, before we talk of Nelson Cruz, let's continue the conversation with Akil Baddoo. This game is harder than he's making it seem.
Well, there's no question about that. I mean, every time he goes into the batter's box, the control he has of his plate appearances have been really impressive. And the fact that he has this kind of power, that he's not even pulling these home runs, guys. He's staying back. He's letting that baseball travel, which tell me there's a lot of trust in that swing, and he's hitting it out the opposite way. I mean, look at the exit velocity there, 107 off the bat. You just look at the swing pad, the direction of it. He's not trying to hit home runs. He's not, we've gotten caught up in this launch angle. Well, it doesn't look like he's trying to launch the baseball. It looks like he's keeping his hands above the baseball, trying to hit line drives, and the ball is leaving the yard. It was fun to watch today again, Keith.
All right, he's just a kid. Not necessarily a kid is Nelson Cruz, who had grand slam, two-run homer, double in today's game. And, of course, the world of Twitter blew up. And I want to share just a couple of samples for you. Someone tweeted, "I'm afraid to look under my bed because Nelson Cruz might be there." And another person said, "Nelson Cruz couldn't hurt Detroit more if he designed and manufactured his own mid-size sedan." That's how much success Nelson Cruz has enjoyed against the Tigers. 15 homers in his last 25 games. Now 22 homers, 15 homers in his last 25 games here. 22 homers in his career against the Tigers at Comerica Park.
I mean, the numbers that he continues to put up year in and year after year have been really impressive. You think about, we talk about father of time, it's undefeated. With 39 years old, he's still getting it done.
He's 40.
He's 40 years old. He's hitting, he hits 40 home runs. I mean, you take a look at some of the swings. We talked about his mechanics early in the season. You talked about getting the front foot down early, staying back, and driving the ball to all fields. He just missed hitting a home run to right field early in the contest. And then the next pitch, he hit an absolute missile to left field for a grand slam. So he continues to torch the Tigers. We got to find a way to get him out. Either we're going to start pitching around him, make him uncomfortable in the batter's box, but something has to happen. Because this young man, and I call him young man, because he's playing the game like a young man right now.
Well, and how unique is it that he hit a ball to right field that he thought might have scraped the fair pole, or the foul pole, as some people call it, and then comes right back on the next pitch and hits it the other way for a ball?
Well, it just goes to show you how locked in he is in the batter's box. We talk about getting the front foot down, as I alluded to earlier, getting yourself in a good hitting position. And he's one of the game's best at doing that, getting himself ready to hit. And not only is it breaking balls, the off-speed pitches, it's the fastballs on the inner half that he's able to get to, lightning quick hands. It just seems like he's not slowing down, and he's continued to put up 40 home run year after year. Again, we talk about him being one of the game's best hitters, and they don't even have Josh Donaldson right now in that lineup. So the Minnesota Twins will have something to say
and Byron Buxton
didn't play today. So the Twins are, for me, their team to beat in this division, and they proved it and showed it today.
The Cruz Grand Slam left the ballpark at 114.6 miles per hour, and then the two-run homer left at 116.6 miles an hour. The hardest hit balls that a Minnesota Twins hitter has hit since StatCast began keeping track of such things in 2015.
Well, Keaton, the way he's able to create that kind of bat speed is the fact that he's able to allow the hips and the hands to work together. If you watch his swing very closely, you dissect that swing, when he flips those hips towards the baseball, he's hitting against that front side. He doesn't allow the hands to go away from his body, stays really close, knit to his hand stays close to his body, and he gets through the baseball well. that's why he's able to create that kind of power.
All right, 15-6, the final. The Twins take a game 1 in the season series against Detroit. Let's get the post-game thoughts of Tiger manager A.J. Hinch. They're brought to you by Lon and Kugel.
Yeah, no, that's the balance, and it's tough because Urena did a good job of coming back out and giving us one more inning, but 80 pitches in 3 innings, there is no balancing act. We got to go to the pen at that point. And then you hope that you can get through the pen without exposing all your guys today. And then, unfortunately, the game got out of hand. We use a position player. That's never good. But Harold saved us for an extra inning. So luckily, we had a couple guys that were rested that could do it. But it's not ideal when you're managing the game from the beginning. With the caveat that you're just trying to protect people.
With Urena, is there anything you could pinpoint why he wasn't as sharp as maybe he would have liked today?
He just hit those strikes. I mean, we had 11 walks. Well, 10. Harold's doesn't count. He gets a pass for that. But 10 walks and 6 extra base hits, I think, is what we gave up. So to get into the game, they didn't have to do a ton to, other than the big swing from Nelson Cruz with the grand slam. Back-to-back big swings, but one didn't count foul. So he couldn't command the ball inside the strike zone. A lot of 3-ball counts, and he found himself, kind of playing catch up from the very beginning. We walked that fine line early. The big swing separated the game a little bit, but it comes down to throwing strikes.
Just one final one from me. I know fans appreciate watching guys battle to the end, as you do. Akil, obviously, played well earlier in the game, running down to first base on the ball in the dirt, and then obviously comes up tonight with the grand slam. I mean, his story is a beautiful one, but what did you appreciate about the way you guys finished it, and in particular, young Akil?
Yeah, the 9th inning, hopefully gives us something to go home with that feels a lot better than any part of the rest of the day. Obviously, Nico's at bat was good. Scope battling with 2 strikes hit was good. We were able to kill with the big selection at bat where gets in a good count, hits a homer. So clearly that was the highlight of the day offensively for us at the end, where we can take that momentum that we had and bring it into tomorrow with a chance to win another game.
Thanks, Johnny. Go to Chris McCoskey from the Detroit News.
It's AJ. Where does this leave your bullpen right now in terms of, how dire is it? I guess you could bring up a guy, non-roster guy, I guess, if you had to. Are you that dire right now?
No. We'll be good. We'll be ready to go tomorrow. Yeah, we'll have fun. I'll obviously check with them tomorrow, but we'll be fine.
Okay. Did you think the weather had? I was going to ask the question if you had how weather was a problem because it's all your pitchers struggled. You threw over 200 some pitches today, but they only walked one guy. I feel like.
Yeah, they had weather problems too.
Yeah, I know.
Late for both sides, so it just comes down to execution. Now that's easier said than done, but we drew 1 walk. I think had a couple extra base hits at the ballpark a couple times, but. The reality is we didn't play very well. I don't think we got into the game very well. We didn't pitch very well. They exploited their run scoring opportunities for a while. They hadn't really left anybody on base till at the end they did, but it was an ugly day. That's the bottom line.
For sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Go to Cody Stavenhagen from The Athletic.
Hey, AJ, kind of seems like a long time ago now, but the first inning play where Mazar overthrew the cutoff, the ball gets past Ramos at the plate. Just kind of what was your view? How much do you want to clean stuff like that up?
Yeah, that's the direct opposite of what I was asked before the game. I was proud of how clean we played in the first series, and then we come into this game and make maybe more of a mental error than a physical error. But somebody's got to stop that play from continuing, whether it's Nomar throw the ball lower, whether it's Ramos field the ball, whether it's Urena being in the right spot, and you can kind of pick wherever you want to lay blame. It wasn't a good play to start the game. That started the kind of the snowball effect of the rest of that game. But that's not clean baseball. We know that.
A legitimate question: how did you settle on Harold as being the position player to trot out there, and how does he react to finding out he was going to pitch?
Well, the utility infielder type usually is a guy you can rely on to throw. I said we just told him to throw it as slow as he could and throw the ball over the plate and let whatever happens happen. I didn't tell him. George told him. He went in the cage and was playing catch, and We knew we had to give up the DH in order to do that. So I don't know how he responded other than that was the cleanest inning we had.
All right. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah. Cody, any other questions for AJ? Please put those in the chat. All right, looks like all we have. AJ, thanks for your time.
See you tomorrow.
We'll be joined by a player shortly.
Yeah, not much more needs to be said after that 15-6, the final. So Harold Castro has the cleanest inning of any Tiger pitcher on this day, according to Tiger skipper A.J. Hinch. I'm going to guess that Jim Leland had no interest in having a position player pitch, but it has to happen. Somebody has to be ready on every team, so you're not burning completely through your bullpen. You wanted to be that guy.
I think every player. I mean, as a position player, I think we all wanted to pitch, but we know that it's not ideal. It's not an ideal situation. But Keith, I want to go back to A.J. Hinch for a second. I love the honesty from A.J. Hinch. We talk about how great of a communicator he is. This was an ugly game. They didn't do the small little detail things. They didn't play good baseball today. They didn't make the routine plays. They weren't in the right position. You could tell that that bothered him today. I like that. I like the fact that he's going to hold these guys accountable. He's going to hold them to a higher standard. And that's how we're going to get back to the winning ways here in Detroit. So I wanted to make that point because you can appreciate the authenticity there, the honesty from our manager, A.J. Hinch.
And we made mention of that the first 2 days that the Tigers won. They were playing clean baseball and they were playing aggressive baseball, and it seemed to be Hinchian baseball, if you would. Not so much yesterday, and certainly not the case here today.
Well, you got to give Shoemaker a lot of credit, too. I mean, it's easy to sit behind this desk and say, oh, well, they chase pitches out of the strike zone. Well, Shoemaker had a lot to do with that. He was pounding the strike zone. He was pitching ahead in the count. So he kind of forced the Tigers' hands, I believe, in kind of expanding the strike zone there. But you have to be able to control the things that you can control. And on the defensive side, defense should never go into a slump. You know, your effort should never go into a slump. You're always able to make plays or put yourself in a position to make the right play. And today, just kind of throwing the ball around early on, and it started from that one play with Mazzaro, missing the cutoff man, Urena not being where he's supposed to be, and it kind of snowballed from there.
As a baseball fan, does that kind of stuff eat at you a little bit?
Well, it does, but you know what? You know the effort's there. You know the guys are playing hard. They're putting their best foot forward, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. So today, this one would eat at them a little bit, but once you go in the shower, wash it off, come back and be ready to play tomorrow.
Do you subscribe to the theory that for whatever reason, players have big days against one particular team because Matt Shoemaker is now 5-1 in his career against the team for whom he grew up rooting, having grown up here in downriver Detroit?
Keith, I do believe that. There's certain teams, from a hitter standpoint, there's certain teams that I played against, like the Minnesota Twins or the Kansas City Royals. For no particular reason, I don't know the exact reason, but I would put up pretty good numbers. And I'm sure it has to be the case for the pitcher. I think you just feel more comfortable. And he definitely looks comfortable here pitching at Comerica Park or just pitching against the Tigers in general. We talked about this earlier. You talk about pounding the strike zone, pitching ahead in the count, using all of his pitches. He would speed them up with good firm fastballs. And then once he got him looking for the fastball, there's that wipeout split finger fastball that guys can't take, you can't lay off of. So we saw a lot of these swings today, but in large part because Shoemaker was pounding the strike zone, he was pitching ahead, and he enticed the Tigers, throwing those pitches in the strike zone, started them in the strike zone, and allowing that movement to get them to swing and miss.
He had a no-hitter until Wilson Ramos broke it up in the 6th inning.
Well, it looked like he was going to throw a no-hitter because, again, he was pounding the strike zone. He was pitching ahead. I mean, this is how you draw it up if you're a pitcher. You want to pitch ahead. You want to, what we call, win the strike zone, win the zone. And he did that today. He did a good job today.
All right, still to come, we'll hear from Wilson Ramos, who will reflect back on the one hit that got the Tigers on the board. Ultimately, they would score 6 times, but it was